And Imchi, for the love of one of the gods, don't get caught.
And she has his pants off and is wringing out sewage from the bottom of his pants. And says,
Ugh.
and he says, you have my word. I ain't going back to jail. Ain't no one going back to jail.
Welcome to Wicked City. This is a Dungeons & Dragons game of heists and criminal politics where a group of petty thieves race to find the Vault of Dragons and its 1,000,000 gold coins. Our players are Schizofreak as Blinken the Gnome Ranger, Kirbitha as Huel the Halfling Bard, Brax as Destry a Human Warlock, Vinny as Shazelfrad the Elf Cleric, and Sean as Inchi the Goblin Wizard. Last time, the crew scoped out Eltorchul Museum for their heist of the eldritch Murkmire Stone, meeting the curator Alda Arkin and finding secret doors, security alarms, and guard locations. Destry flirted with the curator to see the stone himself and discovered that a cleaning crew comes in after closing time, and Inchi went into the sewers to hire some muscle from the Xanathar Thieves Guild. Last time we left off, you guys had just scoped out your goal for this adventure, the Eltorchul Villa Museum. The museum is a museum of natural history. It has many prehistoric objects and animals and stones. One of those stones is called the Murkmire Stone. The archaeologist who discovered it, Dr. Cassie Daniels, believe it is the egg of an eldritch being, and it will hatch the more and more that people interact with it. She was so convinced of this that she tried to steal the stone from the museum herself. She got caught, it made headlines, and a mysterious organization called the Golden Keys took note of it. The Golden Keys are who y'all are working for. The representative of the Golden Keys is a strange man named Galanis, who reached out to all of you and invited you here to do this heist. Last session, y'all actually went to the Eltorchul Villa Museum in the North Sea Ward of Waterdeep. You explored its bottom floor, its second floor, and its attic. You know that there is a basement, but you did not find a way to get to it. You discovered that any locked door has an alarm on it. That alarm is deactivated by some purple dust that all the guards carry around. You discovered various things of value, such as cash registers, where they take gold coins and silver coins. It was implied by the curator, Alda Arkin, that there were more alarms than what you saw, and alarms placed on more things than just locked doors. When you get up to the second floor of the museum, there's their famous Allosaurus exhibit where they show prehistoric animals. There's also the Murkmire exhibit on the second floor, which has the real Murkmire Stone, your target, in the center of this room that's meant for a big gala that's going to happen later tonight. The ceilings are considered 30 feet high. The Murkmire Stone weighs between 80 to 120 pounds, and the stone's pedestal has a magical weight sensor that will call all the guards and activate arcane locks on all doors.
We had a bag of holding. I'm just confirming that, right?
Suitcase of holding.
You have a
Suitcase
briefcase of
holding.
holding. It is the only form of payment that Dr. Daniels could give you. But
Gotcha.
Dennis is paying you 50 gold pieces each. Vinny,
Yes.
is your character a good person?
Not particularly. It's pretty self-serving. It's not
Okay.
it's not mean-spirited,
Okay,
but
great.
definitely an emphasis on the hedonism and self-gratification.
Oh yeah, Cleric of Sune. I need to write that down. Okay. So with that, we'll say that you are friends with Brax's character Destry. So we'll say that y'all know each other and that he invited you along on this job.
I kind of know a little bit about the heist and what's going on here,
Oh,
but
all right.
would someone care to fill me in on how you folks are planning on doing it?
That's actually what they were.
We don't. Yeah, we were
That's
coming up with ideas.
exciting.
Yeah, there's a cleaning crew. They're going to come in. They're going to disenchant the egg. And what I was hoping was going to travel here in the super for is I was going to find us someone to help us with a distraction. And while you and maybe some poor souls that are willing to get caught for us distract the folks, I can steal the egg and I can try to sneak my way out of this museum.
You know
Yeah,
what?
I like that idea.
It's not bad. Yeah, go get some low level like low totem pole goons whose entire job is to cause distractions and maybe get caught.
Sounds fun, gang. All right. Adios. No.
Okay.
And Benji's just already hopped back down in the manhole.
I mean, that's already a good plan anyway.
Always run to the manhole cover.
I thought we were going to break in the night before, get into the main office, get the magic powder so we can, disable the alarms. but it's getting in that I see being the problem if we do it before the gala. And I don't want to go in during the gala because there's going to be a lot of witnesses, and
Yeah.
it's not like a masked party. It's everyone just shows up, and we're all showing our faces. Unless we go in with masks on, and then people are going to be like, "Why are these bozos wearing masks? They came to the wrong museum."
There's also a variety of ways to disguise yourself with magic in
There
Dungeons and
is,
Dragons.
but we don't have a lot of money, and as far as I'm aware, in and out of character, not one of us is really designed for illusion magic.
What?
One of you is an illusion wizard,
I didn't know this. I knew he was a wizard. I didn't know he was an illusion
and
wizard.
someone else is Vinny's the trickster cleric.
Well, yeah, well, that was I didn't
Not
incorporate him.
overly illusion focused, but Pass Without Trace is great. And I can take Disguise Self.
And she is specifically geared towards illusion magic.
I want to say y'all can always ask Galanis for help if your problem is that you want money to buy some items or something. You know, he seems like the kind of guy that would be helpful. Destry, you're a noble. You could try to get a loan from somebody. You do know a loan chart. You also have your patron, Blinken. You could always steal money from work or something like that. Just because I haven't given you money doesn't mean you can't get money in this campaign.
And she pokes his head back out of the main hole and says, "Hey guys, there's a big old turd down here. I think it's an ogre turd. Want to check it out?"
No.
Why am I not surprised? You would find that amusing.
Okay.
All right, enough lollygagging.
Keep the lollygagging up. I have to find the Thieves Guild map real quick.
Okay.
I'm stealing someone's sweet roll.
All right, guys, I'm about to drop y'all on a map that's pretty big. It is the Thieves Guild headquarters. You are not going to be able to see all of it, but every time you come to the Thieves Guild, no matter what way you come, I'll reveal more and more of this map. This is the lair of Xanathar the Beholder. This is where he does his operations. This is where he hangs out. It is basically a very big dungeon. In a typical campaign, you would just approach it and work your way through it. The idea here is that you're going to have to discover more about it over time. And then once you have a good idea of the layout, you can make a plan to steal from Xanathar or kill Xanathar or fuck with his operation or use his operation for your own enemies. All right, so Inchi, you are a new member to the Thieves Guild. You went up to them and asked for a job, and they said, "Yeah, we'll give you a job. We'll see how you do." They were testing you out. So you haven't really seen the whole operation. You don't really know much about it. So Inchi, you drop down into the sewers. You know that your way to get to the Thieves Guild is to follow these little marks that are written in chalk all over the sewer system. The mark is an eye looking in a certain direction. So when you get to a wall and there's a left sewage tunnel and a right sewage tunnel to take, there's a little eye looking to the right, and you know that that's the way to go. Eventually, you start seeing glowing stones in the wall, red, green, blue, and you follow those stones along with the drawings of the eye, and then eventually all the stones turn purple, and you get closer and closer to this door. The sewage still flows here. You can feel it between your feet, the warm, running sewage water. And you get to this door and you knock on it. When you were here last time, you would have been given a bandana that kind of shows, hey, you're a member of this gang, and you would be expected to flash that to get through this door.
Okay, and she's not wearing that bandana, but he's just kind of like waving it like a white flag saying, "Hey, look at this. I got the banana. Let me in."
So he opens the door, and you walk a little bit down a spiral staircase. The walls of this narrow, spiraling staircase are carved with open eyes that glow with a faint, magical light. You feel as though you're being watched as you descend the stairs, and the feeling doesn't go away. You know that you are entering the lair of Xanathar, the Beholder. You've never seen him, but the legends are that you never, ever want to see him, for it will be the last thing you ever see.
I think every time I see one of these eyes carved in the wall, and she just kind of pokes at her and says, "Poke, poke, poke," and just keeps walking along.
Okay. So as you get to this little wall right here, there's another guard right there, and they go, "Hey, Inchi, it's the guy. We couldn't have done the Castellanter heist without you, man. Hey, check this out. You're gonna need to know this if you move on up in the guild." And he pushes a little stone in the wall, and it slides open right here, revealing a smaller staircase, or revealing another
Wow.
staircase that is a secret
Wow.
hidden. Yeah. You also notice these little areas right here that lead off into different areas. You can explore those later if you want. All right. As you walk down this staircase, you hear the sounds of cheering. You hear the sounds of people yelling, some angry, some happy and joyous. And you walk past this area right here, and you can see that there's another set of stairs, just two sets of big stairs, like stone seats at a coliseum. And you can see that in the middle of the sand pit here, there are two monsters fighting. It is a bugbear and an orc, and they are fighting and they are punching each other very hard. They are breaking bones, teeth are coming out when they get punched in the face.
Fight, 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 fight.
Hey, there are a dozen people watching this fight. Every single one of them looks like they would make a bet with you. They are all.
I think if you had money, you consider it.
You notice everybody here has that purple bandana on them in some way. You notice that there is an area across from this pit. Across the way, there is a little balcony right here that's a little like a half circle. And you can see that there are multiple people standing up there. There is a dwarf standing there dressed in fine clothes, and there are two orcs standing side by side, something in a big chair that's draped with a black cloth.
Okay. Are any of them looking at me?
No, they are watching the fight with glee. Every once in a while, the dwarf leans over and whispers something to whatever is underneath that black cloth. We'll see who wins. Evens, it's the bugbear. Odds, it's the orc. The orc won. Half the crowd cheers. The other crowd goes, "Hey, I'm not paying you what I said I'd pay you. That orc clearly cheated. My bugbear was robbed." And then they all start bickering with each other. You continue south down the staircase, and you come into this area that has many glowing lights. This is the promenade. Pillars carved with eyes follow the curvature of the hall. These eyes seem to track creatures as they pass by.
I just wave at one as I walk past, looking around for any sort of leadership like Nilhor.
All right. As you walk around this promenade, you see the quartermaster of the Thieves Guild, Margo. He is the dwarf that gave you a little dagger the last time you were here. It's his job to make sure everybody in the Thieves Guild has what they need to do their jobs. And immediately to your left here is the audience chamber where Nilhor is taking meetings today.
Hey, Daggerman, where is Nilhor around here? See down here?
I get your butt over to the audience chamber. That's where the meetings are today. Hey, you're that goblin that got caught at the first castle hunter break. You didn't hurt anybody. Hey, and he kind of like hits you in the chest, and he means it like affectionately, but it's very aggressive, and it's a dwarf, so his hand is very dense.
And just confused by the gesture briefly, and he kind of like puts his fists up and then very quickly puts them back down.
Says, "Hey, because you kept your mouth shut, buddy, we were able to plan a bigger heist with the people that were with you that didn't get caught. We actually managed to get into Castle Manor and show those bastards what for. Didn't find.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, so you walk over into this audience chamber. This is a 40-foot high domed chambers. The circular floor is tiled in black marble and bears a gold mosaic of an eye, which is Xanathar's symbol. Jutting from the ceiling is a bronze bell-shaped protuberance. There are a dozen lifelike statues. You know these to be the remains of humans, drow, dwarves, and goblinoids and kobolds who defied Xanathar the Beholder, and he petrified them into stone. In the center of this room is Nilhor. Nilhor is a mind flayer who is Xanathar's second-hand man. Nilhor is a mind flayer, a type of monster with purple skin and 4 long tentacles on its octopus-like face. They are creatures that can communicate telepathically, and they survive by eating the brains of other intelligent creatures. I don't have a token for him yet, but he's just a normal-looking mind flayer, except his clothes are pretty ratty. And he's talking to a few people. You know, he's probably giving them their assignments for the night. As he talks, he points and gestures. Everything's very flowy. He kind of floats a little bit, and he doesn't speak with any real voice. He projects things into your mind. They clearly get up and are dismissed, and they begin walking out of the audience chamber past you. As that happens, though, Nilhor looks in their direction, like he forgot to say something, and you hear in your mind as he projects it to these other people, "And stay away from the noble party at Eltorchul Villa tonight. One of our agents is there to get us a piece of the proceeds. We want it to go smoothly." Those other people nod and continue walking out of the chamber. Inshi, he says to you, "Inshi, the goblin who would not rest. How can I help you?" Everybody else, y'all are still in the sea ward of Waterdeep. Your friend Inshi went into the sewers about 30 minutes ago. What would y'all like to do?
I believe we agreed to help cause a distraction with the goons he's going to be acquiring.
Plan on something like if they're going to show up, we got to figure out a time and place, obviously, and then when they show up at that certain time, then we do the distraction. But what is that distraction? That is the question.
Yes. Well, perhaps if someone were to perhaps cause a ruckus outside the venue, the guards would have no choice but to react. Perhaps some sort of scuffle with which a window was broken.
That could help, yeah.
What if we had a caravan accident
Mm,
where items go flying from both of the carts and one of them happens to go through a window, as you mentioned? That way, no one's really at fault for causing the damage. It's just a horrible accident. Can you describe the front of this museum to us? Like, is there a gate? Are there windows?
there are no windows on the front of it. It is made out of like stone and marble, so really the only opening in it is the door in the front.
Okay, so if something were to blow up near the museum, what would be the most obvious place to put it without causing any real structural damage?
Near the
Didn't we
museum?
clarify there was windows in the cafe?
Yeah, you said there were windows near the cafe.
Yeah, on the second story, the cafe has a bunch of holes in it for natural light. They're like small holes in the wall that have bits of glass like shoved in the mortar to let in light. It's
Okay.
probably a structurally weak part of the museum wall. The rest
Focus,
of the
but not
museum is
windows.
lit by lamps and torches.
So if we stage the accident near there, maybe it will blow the windows out, causing even more of a ruckus, giving our operative more time to get in, get what he needs, and get out.
Maybe we'll get a connection with somebody with a wagon somewhere and maybe stage that accident.
Y'all do know that Kirby bought a used wagon from someone called the used cart salesman. The wheel on it is broken, but it is a cart. And Kirby said we could do whatever we wanted with his character.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. As funny as it would be to destroy his cart, kind of a dick move.
I say, we could also use it for the insurance money staging this accident.
Insurance fraud.
I didn't say that. I really said we could make a claim.
That's true. I could coat some, like fire, maybe like we light something up on the end of one of my arrows, and I could shoot towards the arrow or the accident and cause a little bit of a ruckus there.
Yesn't.
You?
No, I'm gonna stop you both right there. As much as I want this heist to go down and for this to work out, I do not wish to set fire and destroy the building.
Destry, as you say that, your raven leans close to your ear and opens its beak, and then a little mouth peers from the back of its throat and speaks these words. You can make a construction company and make a killing off the reconstruction fees, boss. It's great. Whenever you need a job, just blow up a building.
Oh my, isn't your little friend adorable? It's so smart too. Desper, why haven't you introduced me?
Multiple reasons, because I'm ignoring him.
A little clawed hand reaches out from that second mouth in the back of the throat, and it's very tiny, and it grabs a piece of earwax and it drags it back into the mouth, and then the raven just starts acting normal again.
Oh my, how deliciously decadent.
I'm going to ignore that and shudder at the fact that it just pulled something from my ear and ate it. But yes, I do not wish to cause any massive damage to the building. Unfortunately, I do have stakes in this, if that were to happen.
Oh, do tell.
For a later date.
The Eltorchul Villa is it's a university, it's a museum, it's also a mansion where the Eltorchul family lives. They are supported by generous donations, especially from the Castellanter family. And Destry is a member of the Castellanter family, even though he is a very low ranking and distant from the seat of power.
My point being, it would not be good for business.
I mean, you'd have an in on the construction for reconstruction.
We can,
So, I must ask, with an event such as this, is it physically possible to get a cart close enough to a window?
Oh, for sure. Or, God forbid, we were, carrying some alchemical items that might be explosive.
I fear that may simply make us liable for repairs to the building.
Who said it was in our cart? It could have been the other cart that got stolen. And I mean, the dock quarter is just down the road. I'm sure there's many goods that have explosive tendencies and could possibly go missing for the night.
Ah, so you wish to commit arson.
No. I do not wish to burn anything down.
Just an accident.
Yeah, it's an accident. Arson implies it was intentional.
All right, we're gonna go back to Inshi. So you just heard Nilhor tell another group of people that they have an agent in the museum who is getting them a cut of the proceeds at the gala tonight. You also remember that Galantis' first thing that he asked you after he gave you the briefing from the Golden Keys was to keep everything top secret. Nilhor the Mind Flayer looks at you and projects into your mind. Ah, Inshi, the goblin who is not a rat. It is good to see you. How may I be of assistance to you?
Hello, Nilhor. It's good to see you. You're looking good? Question mark. I see the day's treating you well. Listen, I'm gonna cut the chase with you. I need a couple of goons per se. I'm staging a little heist myself, and need a little favor.
Freelancing, Inji.
Oh, well, I think as an opportunity for some of your for some lower members of the Xanathar Guild. I've already proven myself, right, with the Castellators. Why not give a couple of other newbies a chance that I had? And I've got that chance for you right here.
Inji, are you in trouble? Did something happen while you were in the Waterdeep prisons? You are a member of the Thieves Guild now. We will protect you if you need it.
Well, I need to give the city like 5 gold. I'm not too worried about that. Unless you got any 5 gold on you.
You served time for us. You did a job for us. So we have a reward for you. Not only will we offer you a bed to sleep on, we will offer you 10 gold pieces. Thank you, Inshi. And he hands you a small, dirty, and wet pouch that has a little bit of blood on it, and it contains 10 gold dragons.
Enchi's a little eager to accept this right off. He kind of holds it, weighs it in his hand, even peeks into the bag to look at the coins. But then he kind of shows a little bit of restraint and disappointment in his own restraint. And he looks up at Nilhor and says, I do need these guys tonight. Can we perhaps maybe make a payment of a man or two you could spare? And I can give you this back if you want, but I would like these men, please.
He eyes you curiously. It's not often that underlings try to negotiate with him. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check. I'm going to say difficulty 13. Dude, you got a 19. Congratulations.
Oh, sweet. I can't see that, but I'm glad.
He says, I normally do not trust a member of the Thieves Guild who would turn down gold. But didn't she? Because of you, we were able to stage a better, more well-armed break-in of Castellanter Villa while you were in jail. We did not find the memory stone that we were looking for, but we managed to get out with plenty of valuables, paintings, jewelry, and the such. So the Thieves Guild does owe you to an extent. Fine, whatever you have to do, but do not wear your purple bandanas. Do not let it get back to me that you started anything you cannot handle.
I will do that, sir. And just to be clear, there is gold in this for me.
In she at the Thieves Guild, we love a monster with hustle. Do what you have to do. Make my men better. And if you want to ever move up to be a lieutenant here, you're going to have to make your way through the blood tournament.
And she holding that purple bandana, like does a salute motion, but with a purple bandana smacking his forehead. Does yes, sir, Mr. Nilhor. I'll do the. Wait, what's the blood tournament?
Anybody that wants to become a lieutenant and run their own crew must prove themselves in front of all of Xanathar's eyes by fighting to the death everybody else who wants to become a lieutenant.
Oh, cool, man.
It is glorious.
Yeah.
The brains, they flood with adrenaline and endorphins and hormones. They're the most delicious to feed off.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about that. Where are those guys, Mr. Nilhor, sir?
He's kind of looking at you with his head cocked, wondering what your brain would taste like. And he snaps out of it and he goes, "Go back the way you came, through the sewer exit. I will have 3 men waiting for you there."
Thank you, sir. I will, then I'll go and think about this blood tournament thing. And I'll just kind of finger gunning him as I walk back, kind of pissing my pants from this dude right here. And I kind of trip on one of his statues of fucking victims, whatever.
It is a kobold that you trip over, which are very small, lizard-looking dragon people, about your size, actually. You notice that
Yeah,
the
it's why it
kobold
scares me even more.
that you tripped over was trying to guard his eyes from something, but you notice at a certain angle, you can see directly into the fear in his stone eyes.
Oh, sorry, I coughed. Goodbye, Snowhorn. And I just ran out of there.
As you run out of there, you reflect on something he said. When they got to Castle Lantern Manor, they were looking for a stone, a memory stone. You happen to know someone who has in their possession a stone that affects memory, the blue stone that Galannis holds on him at all times. You make your way back to the way you came in to the Thieves Guild.
Sorry, whenever I pass this fighting arena, I assume there's a couple of folks still sitting in the stands, right?
Yeah, there's a couple people sitting in the stands. Some people are smoking. Some people are drinking. 2 people are having a fist fight in the stands. Some people are betting on that, but most of the crowd is cleared out. The orc is wiping dirt on his face to try to get all the blood off, and people are handing him money and drinks. And you notice that the bugbear that he killed by hitting him in the head so hard has disappeared. You can see marks in the sand as it appears he was dragged away towards the staircase to the south.
I kind of tap the shoulder of someone close by that looks the most reasonable. Doesn't look like they're about to punch me like the dudes fighting the stands are.
You have a choice between a Drugar and one eye and a goblin with no arms.
Because the goblin can't hit me, I'm gonna tap the goblin and I say, "Hey, was this the blood tournament with that guy, with that ogre and that bugbear? Is this the blood tournament?"
Was this your first day? Yeah, this is where we do the blood tournament. But this wasn't no blood tournament. This was a disagreement about sleeping arrangements that got out of hand.
Oh, cool. But this is like kind of what happens in a blood tournament where another guy, like an ogre, kills another guy like a bugbear, right?
Yeah. And for that one, Xanathar really shows up. He don't watch from the shadows up there. He's in the stands with us because he's one of us. And he wants to see the blood too.
Oh, that's good. I definitely want to see him. That's awesome. Okay, goodbye, good sir. And I kind of like try to give him a fist bump, then I forget he has arms, and I just kind of walk away.
He goes on one foot and he curls his toes and he gives you a little toe bump.
Oh hell yeah!
This actually impresses, and she's like, "Yeah, way to go,
It's
man.
endearing.
What's your name, sir?"
Motherfucker.
They call me Kickin' John.
Well, kick it, John. Maybe we can kick it sometime. I'll see you later, John.
He reaches his toes up to his forehead and he like extends his big toe and he gives you a little salute. Okay, so you get to the exit, and like Nilhor said, there are 3 people waiting for you. They are just 3 common mercenaries, less powerful than you. They don't know any magic and they have basic daggers and no armor. They're brand new recruits.
Are you the lot that Nilhor sent for me?
One of them looks a little bit scared. One of them looks a little bit unconcerned, and one of them looks really angry. And the angry one says,
Yeah, Nilho told us to follow around some goblin. Had a job for us.
That would be me. And she. What's your name, sir?
My name is Goon 1.
Goon.
This is Goon
Okay.
2, and this is Goon 3.
Goon. I'm sorry. Who's Goon 2 again?
that one.
Look, man, we're not telling you our real names. We're not even sure if we won't be in this Thieves Guild. Let's see what you got for us.
Right. Okay. All right. Whatever. All y'all follow me.
All right, so you exit the sewers and you pop back up where all your friends are. Your friends are just kind of waiting for you to come back. They're eating little snacks and stuff that they bought from a street vendor. And she pops out of that sewer grate. And shortly after that, 3 human mercenaries follow after him, all smelling like the sewers.
Hey, friends. I got those mercenaries I was looking for. This over here. That one is Goon 1, I believe you said. That's Goon 2. And sir, I forget, what is your name over here?
Goon 5, Goon 3.
It's either 5 or 3, but those are my guys. Who the hell is this? And I kind of point to Vinny's character.
He was here before you left. Were you not paying attention?
What's your name again? I don't know either of your names.
He's Goon 4. So that is 1, 2, and 3 that you brought. He's 4,
you're
I am
related, huh?
5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
With a point at Schizo, he is Goon 6. We do not need to share names, for it is not relevant.
Okay, well, Goon, I am, and she, it's nice to meet you, Goon 4. I'm confused. I walked a good distance. I'm going to sit over here. talk to these guys over
Listen,
here.
listen,
The
MG.
distraction is your plan.
It's okay.
Yes.
We are the Gooners.
Yes,
Okay.
Mr.
All right,
Yes,
we have
Mr.
your name.
Five.
Cooters.
Wicked City and the Gooners. Let's go.
Yes, they excellent.
Goon City.
Well,
I
I'm
enjoy that.
well. I'm looking forward to gooning with you guys. But I'm going to sit down and just talk to my guys over here.
No. I knew it as soon as I said it.
Yes, gooning, I guess.
Okay, Gooners. We are going to go to the dock district. We are going to acquire a cart. And at a designated time, we are going to crash that cart into a pre-placed cart, causing an explosion or a fire. The guards will come out.
So you're just doing this on the street? You're not trying to damage the building?
I mean, outside damage, like if the wall gets scuffed up, that's fine. If the windows get blown out, that's fine.
Okay. If you wanted to blow out those windows in the cafe, you'd have to put it on the west side of the villa.
The plan is to have the cart that is pre-placed bail off of the cart, loose the horses so they don't get caught in the explosion, because that would just be unfortunate. And the cart will, assuming it's a four-wheeler, will roll into our cart and explode or catch on fire.
Goon 1 says, so you want us to go steal a cart from somebody and then ram it into your broken cart, which will have explosions in it, right?
Yes, I do wish for you to do that. No, we might have explosives, yes, but I was thinking, because we are near the Sea Ward, there are many warehouses. Figure out which one has also maybe some explosives. Not too much. We don't want it to be a big bang. Or something flammable, like a casket of alchemist's fire or something. We don't want anyone to be hurt. That is not the plan. The plan is to make a big enough distraction so Imchi here, I'm going to point to the goblin, can sneak in with a cleaning crew, grab a couple items, and leave. No one gets hurt. No one gets caught. And
I mean,
we get our insurance back on this piece of shit. It's a harmless crime.
well, I mean, it sounds like you're getting less incendiary and more explosives.
Either works.
This sounds a little more like arson than razzle dazzle with smoke and fireworks here.
We do have a mage in our presence who I am hoping has access to some type of fire magic.
Who?
You.
Oh, no.
You don't even know the most basic fire spell.
Hey, if you want me to look a foot taller, I can do that. I can, like make it on the other side of a room, but no, I don't do fire.
What kind of goblin doesn't do fire magic?
But one of the dagger. I can stab someone if you want.
Okay. One of the goons. Who is good with a bow? And I'm going to point at the three of them.
The one that looks sad all the time goes, I know how to use a bow.
Can you put an arrow through one of those windows above us?
Yeah, if everything's bright and like there's no bright lights in my eyes, yeah.
The rest of us who are by the cart does not matter. Not like we're committing anything. We're just there with a broken cart.
Goon, 1, 2, 3. I will put in a good word for Nil Hor if you get this done and get this done good. And there'll be 3 gold in for each of you. You do it right. Sound good?
30 gold for each of them, so 90 total.
3.
Okay.
3. I said 3.
Okay.
Okay, so are we planning this heist for during the gala or during
No,
the middle of the night?
Middle of the night.
The gala is tonight at 7, ends at 10. Cleaning crew arrives at 2 a.m. They have.
And she raises his hand. Hey guys, we might not want to interrupt the gala anyway. My boss down there in the sewers, Nil Hor, had he said he wanted the gala to go well. So can we please not interrupt the gala? Just go to the cleaning crew, right? Sounds good.
Then I'd imagine it'd be pretty trivial to blow the wall at 2 in the morning when no one's there.
Then that's the plan.
So, just to clarify, during the cleaning, which happens at 2 a.m., you are going to stage an explosion on the west side of Eltorchul Museum. Your plan is to maybe blow the windows out on the second floor and maybe draw all the guards out. While that confusion is happening, and she is sneaking in with the cleaning crew, and when they disenchant the stone for cleaning, he's going to try to escape with it, right?
Sounds right. Yeah.
Okay. Couple things. One, Huel does not have insurance on this cart. The guy he bought it
Yet.
from. Okay. And 2, how is Inshi getting out with the stone? It is 80 to 120 pounds, and it is too big to fit in the briefcase of holding.
Oh,
I thought
okay,
it
that's
fit.
why I asked him about the briefcase. Yeah.
No, it's big.
I mean, he can carry 150 pounds, right?
I perhaps have a suggestion. We go back to the cafe fire. We cause that to explode, blow out the second floor. I go around and collect textiles to donate to orphans. We'll put them in the wagon. You may now jump out the second floor into a cart filled with cloth.
Okay.
Where are we getting this third cart?
Okay. The lagoons. What was the enchantment that the egg has currently that we're worried about with the cleaning crew disenchanting? What does that enchantment do again? You were in
It
charge
would
of that, right?
be an alarm.
And when I grabbed the egg on the way to this little cafeteria over here with the big hole in it, this is on the same floor. It's all level. I didn't go up there long. It's just a level
It
floor.
is the same
Is it like
floor,
I'm gonna be?
correct?
I think
So-
I am going to have to roll this egg. And she cannot carry 120 pounds. I'm sorry, guys.
That is fine.
I can roll it.
You will still be invisible. Just do not draw attention to yourself. Everyone will be concerned about the explosion, the hole in the wall, the fire. You will have time.
120-pound egg rolling across the floor.
If you have
I'll
more
probably
to
have to get
add
a-
to this plan, by all means, I will not say no.
And she is not strong enough to carry the egg, but the reason and she was originally supposed to do this is because he can turn invisible. That was the plan.
Can you not turn others invisible?
Let me look into my little book over here, and I kind of pull out a little book that's kind of worn, torn, got some sewage on it now. I'm just kind of reading up on it while you continue to discuss.
Because
If
we can make, say, me invisible, I can carry the stone and get out. Wouldn't be
the book says I can turn other people invisible.
Okay. Wouldn't be the first time I've had to get involved personally in a situation, so I do have experience in sneaking. So that is an option. I can go in, grab the stone, get out, jump into the cart of textiles. Fuck it, I'm calling them like clothes. Fucking fancy pants over here. I will
Why,
jump into a
yes,
pile
thank
of
you for
cloth,
noticing.
and then we will vacate the premise. Okay, do you know what you're going to do for this operation?
For me, I think if there's people, guards out there, I could talk to them and kind of, I don't know, come up with some story or something. And then, hopefully, if there's a couple of guards out there, then I'll just kind of make up a story. And then, if that crash happens or whatever, whenever that happens, then I could say, oh no, look, what the hell's going on? And then maybe they'll bring in more people. You know what I mean?
That is not a bad idea. Distract them away from the cart of clothes, and we will use that distraction to give us more time to escape.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's the other
Yes.
thing, too. I can disguise as a driver, use the stolen cart. We have the textile cart that broke down. I can go to, air quotes, get someone to help with it. You guys jump out, land below, hop into my cart, which will conveniently be passing by at the same time. Because then, as disguise, you guys hop in the back of the cart. I've got Pass Without Trace, which will allow us to take off into the sewers without being able to be magically tracked. We just set the cart off and let it go down the road. That commotion will distract them, while we take off somewhere to a conveniently located escape.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
7-step plan. Death sneaks in with the cleaning crew while invisible. Cleric is going to have a bunch of padding on hand. Goon 1 and Goon 2 crash the good cart into the explosives cart. Goon 3 does a fire arrow at the broken cart, making it explode, blowing out the window. Death escapes from the cafe window to the sewers. The rest of the crew escapes with the good cart and Pass Without Trace.
So, may I ask who's buying the incendiaries the night before an arson?
The night of an arson.
The night of an arson, yes. Surely they wouldn't ask any alchemy shops for who's bought incendiaries recently.
It's a good thing we know somebody who can acquire goods for us without any questions.
Excellent.
Goon 1 and 2 are getting a cart with the explosives.
So they have to
Goon-
steal a cart with the horse, right?
Yes.
All right, they're both going to roll a sleight of hand check. They have to beat a DC 10. They both did pretty well. So they get one decent looking cart. It is the Sea Ward, so it's probably a noble's cart because a lot of nobles live here. And the horse is very nice and very well trained and also looks like it could run very fast. So y'all have the cart and you're asking Galanus to get you explosives.
Galanus to get an explosive, yes. Just something to blow out the wall. Doesn't have to be
Okay.
too big, just enough to blow out a single stone wall.
Okay. Galanus was actually on Eltorchul Villa and he saw y'all planning. You explained the plan to him. He says, well, actually, I do believe I have something right here in this very cart that you're going to explode. Thank you for telling me this plan. Otherwise, that would have been bad. And he reaches under the driver's seat cushion and he pulls out a small multicolored bag and he dips his hand in it and he rummages around. You hear some clinking, blinking. You know that clinking and jingling is from some golden keys that he has in there. The golden keys that play messages from the golden box. And then he can't find what he's looking for, so he reaches a little bit further in the bag, and then a little bit further, and he's all the way up to his elbow, and he's reaching into this very small bag. He says, yeah, here you go. And he pulls out 2 bottles of alchemist fire. He says, thanks for telling me that, but I need this bag. And he tucks it into his own coat, and that's it for him. What were you going to do next?
Send everyone off to go get the carts, to get the materials for the carts. Goon 3 plus the party will go acquire another cart that is horse-drawn and fill it with just clothes they can find or cloths.
So y'all want 3 carts total?
2. We have our broken cart.
Yes, and Goon 1 and Goon 2 already have another cart. Okay.
Yeah.
Cleric, you were going to get some clothes. Were you stealing those clothes, or do you know where to get some clothes for free?
I was gonna go for a donation drive, collecting things. Just be the usual door-to-door preacher man. Hey, you got
Alright.
any old textiles to donate? We don't care what it is.
Roll me a persuasion check. The higher you get, the more clothes you get.
Let's see how well this works.
All right, so you managed to get a decent amount of clothes, He's only jumping from, 35 feet up. He'll probably be fine.
I mean, I guess failing to fill up the cart, I'll just, go through the alleys, see what's in, garbage. We'll throw the clean clothes on top, I guess.
Yeah,
Be somewhat
I'll
nice.
help around and look.
There's some cafes nearby that have thrown out their organic materials, their cast-offs, into metal bins and clay pots and things like that. Some of it's a little bit smelly, but you add all this stuff together, you make a soft, mushy, wet landing pad.
Good
Don't
enough.
forget, you can also just fill in the bottom with hay if need be.
Going to a farm. I mean, you're sewer crawlers. You're used to the smell by now.
Oh, not all of us.
Oh, just a goblin.
I'm zero crawler. That's about it.
All right.
I mean, we're going into the sewers after this anyway, so the two
Yeah.
smells will cancel out.
Okay, good. We are going to use Huel's token as a representative of the cart that you have planted an explosive in. Since it's his cart, this is going to be Goon 3 over here, who's going to take the shot with the alchemist fire.
Well, okay, so we're putting the alchemist's fire in the destroyed cart,
Yes.
which we also filled up with other junk. The explosive cart is going to be rammed into that, causing the explosion.
So you're putting the explosives in the nice, noble cart. You're going to ram that into Huel's broken cart. Okay. And one of your goons is going to be driving this cart, right?
Yes. Their job is to get that cart to crash into the stationary cart, to detonate the explosives, to destroy the wall.
Orange goon here is going to be the cart filled with explosives.
And if he can save the horse by disconnecting the saddle, all the better. Destroys the wall.
Then the goons need to roll for finding explosives real quick.
That's what I thought they did, because there were 2 of them. We needed a way to set them off. That's why we asked Galanus for an alchemist fire or something.
Okay. I'll say that because they got a 14 and a 19, that's pretty good.
Smoke powder barrels would be fine.
Yeah, they found a smoke powder barrel at a guard's post and they snatched it.
At which point, I get the gem, I run out, and then clothing cart comes by. I jump in clothing cart and escape.
You're all together. You're staging yourself
And
right now.
yeah,
I mean, if need be, I could shoot the arrow.
that can be a backup if the cart does not detonate the alchemist's fire to detonate the smoke powder.
Yeah, I could stand by just in case, it doesn't explode.
And our cleric, what are you going to be doing?
He was the one driving the clothing cart that I jump into to escape in.
And then our cleric is waiting with The other cart, I'm going to call that the old farmer's cart with all the clothing for you to jump into.
Me and Sean are waiting for the cleaning crew to show up so I can go invisible and go in with them.
Okay.
And she has also never made someone else invisible, so he's also just reading. His nose just in the book, reading over and over to make sure he gets it right.
Yeah, reading your spell book. All right. It is around 2 a.m. You guys staked out Eltorchul Villa all night. You saw the gala start. You saw many nobles go into the building, a few guild masters. You even saw the ruler of Waterdeep, the elected open lord, Laeral Silverhand herself, step out of her elegant white cart and walk on into the gala. Seeing her, even from far away, was magical. She is a legend in all of Faerun, and she brought peace to Waterdeep by getting the gangs and the violence under control and getting the nobles and the guild masters to work together. You see that the gala goes on for quite a while. People sometimes step out of the museum to smoke on a pipe and then head back in. But at around 10 p.m., everyone starts to leave. Around midnight, curator Alda Arkin leaves. She reaches into her clutch, she takes out a key, and she locks the main door of the museum. And then you see that she does not walk off the same direction everybody else does. She actually walks over to the right of the museum and disappears out of sight. After waiting a couple of hours, around 2:15, 4 people in the Sweepers Guild's uniforms roll up to the museum. They look like they have been already working for a few hours. One of them has a pointy hat on, and he walks up to the door and he opens up a little scroll and he speaks a word, feels some magical energy disappear, and him and his cleaning crew walk through the doors of the museum. Destry and Inshi, I'm going to say y'all were hiding right here. Y'all had plenty of time to do it, so don't worry about making a stealth check. You see that the cleaning crew is about to enter into the museum. What do you do?
And she looks over at I don't even know his fucking name anymore. He looks at goon number 4 and says,
Destry.
Destry.
You know my name. You know I'm Destry.
All right, Destry, you ready for this?
I suppose.
And she places his hand, like kind of on Destry's thigh, I guess, because that's how tall I am.
Nice.
And, yeah, emphasizing with emphasis with every what's the word? Syllable, and kind of like bouncing on his heel. He says, "Bibbidi bobbidi bam," and turns Destry invisible. How's that?
Then
I don't see what you did.
Destry, to you, you look no different at all. The in-sheet you see spreading out from his thigh, Destry himself, his clothes, all go invisible. His imp Raven, however, does not go invisible.
Oh, hey there, little guy. Where'd your master go?
He's actually still just sitting on Destry's shoulder, so it looks like the bird is just floating in the air. And it goes, "You silly goose, he stands beneath me, as he always does."
But he doesn't go in the sewers. That can't be possible. He's
I'm
too
gonna-
nice and fancy for that.
I'm going to grab the raven, put it on top of his head. I will communicate through you to them as to when to send the carts into each other and to bring out the escape cart. Understood?
If you do this, Lord Destry, you will have to leave your mind open to me, which you rarely do. But I welcome the opportunity.
You know he's not going to do anything to you or like fuck with you. He's just going to like psychically say a bunch of weird, creepy shit to you.
I know he's going to, so I'm going to ignore him. And
I'll reach up and pet the thing on my head. Good birdie.
Okay.
And I eat the little thing.
Go get the others ready. I will signal you when the time is here, and I'm going to shuffle over quietly to the cleaning crew.
Okay. How close do you want to stick to the cleaning crew?
I want to be within 10 feet behind them. Not too close, but close enough where I can get closer if need be.
Okay, do a stealth check with advantage.
By the way, I have guidance. Right, Vinny? I have guidance. You would have guidanced me prior.
Yes. Sorry, I had to fill that in.
It's okay. You can answer for him. He would have guidanced me.
Sorry,
And then...
wrong button with the headset. Yes, as long as the duration would have allowed for it, which is 1 minute.
That's fine. We can make this work. Perfect. We're at a 10.
Okay, so you stick about 10 feet behind them. As they walk in, you see that wizard says,
Do be careful around the magic statues. We do not want them to get animated.
I'm going
he
to
says,
keep...
pointing to these 2 statues of human women.
I will keep that in mind and avoid the statues.
Okay, Inchi and Vinny, you just made your friend Destry invisible. Where are you off to next?
I assume we go join our other friends with the carts. Like an alleyway or somewhere, so that it's not completely noticeable. And still petting the thing on my head and say, "Come on, little birdie, we name you Little Ingy, and we're gonna go find our friends."
So y'all are on the cobblestone street or the cobblestone path that's closest to Eltorchul Villa. I assume you kind of have your two carts staged a little bit away so it doesn't look suspicious. And Huel's cart is already in position, right?
Yes.
Blinken, what are you doing right now? Are you waiting as well?
Well, yeah, I would be in a position that I think would be, as a vantage thing, just in case, things doesn't blow up, so that I would shoot, an arrow on the alchemist fire or whatever to trigger the explosion.
Okay. I'm going to say you're about 30 feet away from Huel's cart. You are hiding in some shrubs, like a circle of shrubs around a tree. So it's a great little spot for you to crouch down and hide there.
Okay.
Everybody else is on that cobblestone path.
They have stuffed Huel's cart full of explosives, put smoke powder in the noble cart with the horse on it, and the other cart, the farmer's cart, has been filled with trash and soft clothes for Destry to jump on.
And Blinken, that other goon, is also right here. He can also help you take the shot. It's the sad one.
Okay.
As y'all have been waiting, he's just like, man, I feel like I just wait for stuff my whole life.
Yeah, you tell me about it. Life sucks, huh? Yeah. It's gonna play off with it.
Have you ever seen this group of bards named the Doom Raiders perform? I really like their music. It gets me. It gets all the sadness and fucked up shit that's up here, man. You should check them out.
Yeah, maybe I should. And I just let out a loud sigh.
Yeah, they play at the Beard Golem. Maybe we could go sometime.
Maybe, yeah. If this job goes well, maybe we'll get together and check this band out, this bard group.
Oh yeah, straight up, man. That's cool. Nice. Okay, Destry, you are 10 feet behind this cleaning crew. They are taking their time cleaning up this lobby area. There is also one guard patrolling this area. He gives a nod to the cleaning crew and they nod back. They seem to know each other. It's pretty standard procedure for them. The lobby is a little bit dirtier than when you saw it this morning. There's been a lot of foot traffic through here, but you also noticed discarded plates, discarded glass bottles that would have had liquor. You noticed some confetti and streamers out along the floor as well. It looks like the gala was a rip-roaring good time.
Okay.
Your plan at this point was to get your hands on some of that powder. What would you like to do?
So I'm going to actually go over to the mage.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the cleaning guild, do they protect their mages from enchantments?
You do not know the cleaning guild well enough to know that.
To know that? Okay.
So you'll have to take a guess.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I cover my face with some of my clothes. I'm assuming I would have changed into a set of different clothes breaking in, right?
Yeah, I forgot to ask. What's everybody's crook look?
Stereotypical crook. Black clothes, black mask.
I am using disguise self to look like just a regular farmer John with his farmer cart.
There we go.
All right.
I'm a slightly out of shape, middle-aged, balding dude who looks like he's been out at the bars all night and will in fact booze cruise my way home.
No one will look twice at that.
Okay. The reason I'm specifying that I did change my clothes is because this should not break invisibility because I did not cast invisibility, so I'm not concentrating on this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to cast Suggestion on the mage.
The spell invisibility. The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts the spell.
Does it? Okay.
Right, but
you are the target.
So then I'm not going to do that because I forgot it broke if I did anything.
You can get to cover, break invisibility, and then cast a spell.
No, because they have to be within range to hear me.
Yeah, like if you duck
if I break cover and yell, "Hey, go do the thing!"
Yeah. Remember, you thought that maybe the curator would have some of this powder in her office.
Yes.
Maybe the guards would have it in their room up top, or you could snatch it off of a guard.
So he's just going around counterspelling stuff so he can clean it?
Yeah, when they need to clean something. They haven't, that's what he's going to do. He's not doing that right now because it's not needed in this area.
I'm going to patiently wait and guesstimate how long it'll take for them to get upstairs.
Okay, back outside. Blinken, you are still hiding and waiting. Is there anything that you would like to do?
I mean, not specifically. Maybe I'll just, passing time, talk to this sad guy every once in a while, kind of suggesting, have you ever, been a fan of this whatever guild you're in? Like, I'm trying to come up with, like, conversations while I patiently wait for the guys to show up.
But yeah, I knew about him for a while.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm part of a guild here too, blah, 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 and yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, a legit guild with benefits. That sounds pretty good, man. Yeah. Cool. All right. Inchi and Vinny. Vinny, what was your character's name again?
Castlefrad?
Scazafrad.
All right, put the bird on. I'm
All right.
sure the bird knows how to pronounce
Yeah.
people's names properly.
All right, Inchi, you can feel your magic still working on Destry, so you know that he is still invisible. The bird that's standing on your head is pecking at like the top of your head. He's finding the little hairs that grow like around your ears, and he's biting them and trying to pull them out.
Hey, quit that, little Inchi. And I just kind of flick at him.
My name is Gafakazan, not Little Inchi.
I'm just gonna keep coming back to y'all. Y'all tell me when you want to start the cart stuff, if there's anything you want to do or anything like that.
Oh, question.
One
Is that
thing-
concentration for invisibility applying just to Destry or me as well, since I'm the one that cast it?
That's you. Since you cast it, you have concentration on it, but Destry cannot perform an attack or cast a spell while he's invisible. It will break the magic.
So technically both of us then, because I can't do any other magic with concentration going on.
Yeah, but you could attack someone, and that wouldn't break the invisibility.
Gotcha.
You just can't cast another spell. All right, back
Okay.
inside the museum, the guard changes his location. The cleaners work their way over to these exhibits over here to the left. The sorcerer comes through and casts counter spell in this location and this location up here. And the cleaners begin working their way through these small exhibits. These are a bit easier to clean. It looks like not much foot traffic was over here today, so they will probably be done soon-ish.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna wait patiently. While they're doing that, I'm gonna carefully make my way up to the tills and not do anything and just stay the fuck out of the way because I don't have any means to disenchant the locks on the tills.
You should perception check those tills and see if there's actually locks on them.
I guess I could.
You don't have to.
No, I'm going to. It's too late. You talked me into it. Why is that advantage? That would just be a normal 11.
All right. So you notice that this till, it has a little lock mechanism on it, but it is not engaged right now.
So it's just open?
Yeah.
Well, fuck me sideways. I guess I'm just gonna carefully, when no one's looking or around, just open the till and grab the money and put it in my pocket.
All right. You get yourself 1 d6 gold pieces and 2 d6 silver pieces. So we'll just call that 2 d6 gold pieces.
9.
There you go, buddy. You got 9 gold pieces.
Just gonna put that in tab here.
As you slip that into your pocket, you notice there's a little piece of paper on the counter. It is that full inventory of or actually over here where you are, with that same perception check, you notice that there's a full inventory of what's supposed to be in the tills. You notice the till where you're at, where they sell reproductions of famous paintings. There were supposed to be 12 gold pieces in there tonight, and you only got 9 out of it.
Be a shame.
Okay. Similarly, this till is also not locked, even though it has a lock.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go and grab stuff out of that one too.
All right. Roll another 2d6. So you got 6 gold pieces out of that. That same paper says that there should be 9 gold pieces in this till. So both tills.
handing the
Exactly.
well, oh well.
Okay. As you do that and you wait just a little bit, this guard is clearly very bored. And you notice as he walks that he walks a little bit sideways and down, as if he might be just a little bit drunk. Okay. Everybody outside, did y'all want to do anything?
I'm just arguing with a thing that's on my head trying to peg me.
Call me Mr. Skazaflassenblatz. That's my name.
Hell, Inchi, you need to calm the fuck down. This hurts.
Like 2 hands appear out of its mouth and force its beak open, and then a little tiny creature with horns in its head and red skin pokes out of its mouth and goes,
It's Mr. Gafakazan.
Stop sticking your tongue out at me and get back in there.
it slams the beak shut. Skaz.
Yep.
All right. You are standing next to the driver of the cart that you have stuffed, the old farmer's cart that you have stuffed with clothes and trash to make it soft. And he's the angry one. And he's getting a little bit jumpy. Man, this is taking too long.
We're just out here in the open. We're all exposed. And I'm doing this for 3 gold coins? Really? Would you like to say anything to them to calm him down?
Yeah, well, you just need to relax. I mean, look, we're just driving on here. Nobody's gonna suspect anything unless you make them suspect anything. And we've got magic to cover our tracks. They're not tracking you down unless they've tied a rope to you when we're making a run for it.
He goes, yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, okay. And he puts his arms back and he leans back in his seat and he starts feeling at something that he has in his pocket. It looks like it's a small bag of something. Back inside the museum, the cleaning crew comes back over and the sorcerer disenchants or casts counterspell on this door right here, Destry.
Okay.
And two of the cleaning crew go in and one begins cleaning the stairs up here. What do you do?
Or what's in there again?
This middle room was storage room. South room is curator's office, and then this room up here is the guard's room.
That guard that was stumbling, that's him here. Okay, so fuck it, we ball.
Okay,
That guard is like slightly drunk.
slightly drunk.
I'm going to make it look like he bumps into something and makes it look dirty, like a flower pot or something.
Okay, yeah, there's something on the desk.
Because
right
he's
here.
clearly like staggering, and you said that yourself, right?
Yeah, he's like leaning up on this desk. He looks very tired and a little bit drunk.
So yeah, I'm gonna get behind the desk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Is his arm resting on some parchment?
Yeah, it's kind of lazily.
Cool. I'm gonna
just
make
resting
that.
on something.
I'm gonna make that parchment kind of fall out of the way and make it so his arm slams into the table and the flower pot.
Okay.
Just a little pull of the parchment or something.
Yeah. Because you're invisible, I'm gonna give this to you. And he wasn't really paying attention. You keep pushing
he's
this
drunk.
though. He'll roll perception checks. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna actively try to fuck with him, but
Okay.
he could chalk this up to, oh fuck, maybe I did drink too much.
Yeah. All right. So he kind of stumbles. He falls over. He pushes over this flower pot. The rose that was in it and the dirt spill out on the counter and the floor. He goes, oh. Come on, Skivus. Keep it together. All right. What did you want to do after that?
I'm hoping that the mage noticed and he's gonna be like, the fuck, man, it's more work for us.
The mage looks over and he kind of gives them an annoyed look, but you notice that the mage doesn't really do any cleaning. He whistles at the guy that's working on the stairs, points to the dirt, and the guy working on the stairs comes over.
Okay, so he's distracted now. There's a guy cleaning who's probably bitching and moaning at him for making more work.
Yep.
During this whole kerfuffle, I'm going to just take a little handful of that powder.
From the guard?
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it to you. I'll say he feels bad and he's kind of trying to help the guy clean it up a little bit. So he is extra distracted and you are invisible. You can make a sleight of hand check to get in there and see it. If he notices you, if you fail this check though, your invisibility breaks. Okay.
With advantage?
Yep.
Okay.
DC, because of all the stuff going on, 8.
15.
Fantastic, man. So, Destry, you get your hands on this powder. You get your hands on the stack. I'm going to say the stack that actually has the silica stone in it that you
Okay.
rubbed to get the powder on your hands. And I'm going to say 30 minutes has elapsed. That's how long you had to wait for this to happen. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Outside, Blinken, you're talking to the guy, and he's actually opening up when you asked him about that band that he was talking about, the group of bards. And he goes, the Doom Raiders? Yeah, man. They were really cool. They started out as street rats like me.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
And then they were these big adventurers for a while, and they've retired here to Waterdeep. One of their members died, and I thought that would be good. I thought we'd get some good music out of it, but they haven't played any shows in a long time, man.
Interesting. Let me ask you something. Have you heard of something called lattes?
Lattes?
Yeah, lattes. I'm just gonna go on a deep.
What's that?
I'm gonna go on to like some deep lore to like some gnomish people had so like came up with coffee grounds and stuff.
Nice. Tell him something, or you talk so that he's not talking.
Yeah. So I'm taking over the conversation.
Yeah. Inchi, you and the Raven are now like wrestling. He's not on your head anymore. He's running all around your body as you're trying to like catch him.
And she's just kind of like smacking himself because he doesn't got quite great dexterity. So he's just, keep trying to go for the bird again and greasily, mad at him. Trey would punch that bird by now. It's like, hey, get back here. Well, Itchy, I'm not tired of your shit.
when you punch it, it's so weird. It feels like wet and slimy, but also really dense and warm, even though it looks dry.
And she's punched a turd before he's used to it.
Okay, yeah. You just bounce off it completely.
Yes.
Gaz, you're kind of like looking up at the stars, admiring nature and all of Sune's beauty that she creates. And you hear her from the cart beside you, that angry human you hear him breathe in through his nose really quickly, and then he does it again.
Oh, I'm just gonna take a quick look over at him and see what he's doing.
He's shoving something into his pocket, and he's wiping a white powder out of his nose. He says, "Man, look, it's going on too long. Okay, we should all go in there. We need to back him up. Okay."
Well, relax. The children are having fun in the other cart, you can see. You've had yourself a little bit of the nose candy, as we like to call it. If you want, kick back here, have some grapes, watch the entertainment. Once this happens, if you want, I'll take over the driving for you.
No, man, I'm good to drive. And he takes that grape and he starts like really obsessively peeling the skin off of it. Okay. Back in the building, Destry, you have your hands on one of these silica stones. What would you
Yes.
like to do?
I would like to pray to whatever God will listen, and I'm going to move to the supervisor door.
Okay.
Yes, I am not going to move there in one turn. I am going to take my time.
We're not actually on turns right now because we're kind of going off of what you and the cleaning crew do.
Hold up. You
Mhm.
said she took the key with her when she left, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, change of plans. I'm
Mhm.
not doing any of that. I have the stone, and I'm at
Mhm.
the counter. I'm just retconning what I just said. Sorry, is that cool?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, because you said she took the key. I would have seen that. I
Yes.
go upstairs quietly, and if I remember correctly,
Hold up.
I'm listening.
Where's your token?
I moved it.
As you get to the top of these stairs right here, literally as you step off the last step to this little section right here,
Mhm.
you hear a soft doo, 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 and you know that is the alarm spell.
Cool. I'm still quiet or invisible, so that is fine.
Yes, you are. You see this guard down here go, oi, oi, what was that? And he goes and he bangs on this door right here and he says, "Hey, sleepyheads, one of you jerk fucks get out here and help me." A few seconds later, a guard comes out of that room and they both look around the stairs here.
Okay, I'm gonna stay out of their way.
Okay.
And
As you come up to the second floor, you are in front of the Allosaurus exhibit,
all
the
right.
animatronic Allosaurus exhibit, and there is one guard in this room.
Okay, I'm going to basically go the long way around so he doesn't look at me.
Real quick, roll a stealth check with advantage.
Advantage stealth.
2 and 9. So as you walk past the Allosaurus right here,
Mhm.
you seem to trip its little motion sensing magic, and it goes, "Arr, arr, arr," and it shifts positions a few times. And that guard goes, "Oi, what's that?" And he begins walking along the base of the Allosaurus exhibit, looking at all around it.
I'm going to sidestep
Okay.
and get over here.
Okay.
And hopefully before he rounds that corner, I'm going to sneak into the hidden doorway that we discussed a couple sessions ago, using the stone to hopefully nullify whatever magic's on it, just slip in and hide.
Okay. Since you are moving that door, I'm going to ask you to make another stealth check. Just a straight stealth check, no advantage.
Yep, please be good.
17.
We're good.
Perfect. So you time it, you wait until he's like looking at this base, definitely not looking at you at all, and you silently slide this door open, and you step in right here to this secret little compartment. It is 10 feet long and 5 feet wide.
I'm going to very, very carefully close that sumbitch.
Fantastic. Your stealth roll will apply to that too.
Hoist.
Okay. Going back to the crew outside, Blinken, were you able to keep the coffee rant going for a while?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go on and on about like, oh yeah, I know this. It's kind of weird that I saw this, female orc trying to, throw some interest on this latte, and I was all, interested on it, and I actually tried it. It's not too bad, and it just gives you energized, and I'll just keep going on and on.
This dude, like, he's just so happy that someone is talking to him. He's like always going, yeah, yeah. He seems like he's paying attention to what you say.
Well, I was wondering if we could hear the alarm that went off from outside at all.
You know what? Yes, You can hear it faintly. It's muffled by all the stone walls, but especially coming out from the second floor where there's those tiny glass windows, you can hear do, do, do.
Okay, I was still tussling with this bird, but then whenever I hear that, I say, "Hey, hey, hey, calm down. Hear that? This you might be in trouble. Hey guys, you hear that?" And I just kind of try to get the attention of the others.
What? I'm like looking at I'm looking at Itchy. What's going on?
As soon
You
as
hear that?
he points it
Listen.
out, you can hear do, do, what you know is the alarm noise.
Shit.
Ah,
No.
I'm gonna move closer to the entrance. I'll keep low though.
To the main
Bird.
entrance.
Stay here.
Mr. Gobblesniff
Uh,
Flint does not like being left alone.
Uh, stay with the sad one. He'll probably listen to you.
Great.
I shall offer him a grape.
The crow comes by and it snatches the grape out of your hands and then perches on the shoulder of the sad one.
So really what I want is just to get close enough to the entrance where I'm still concealed, hidden, but just so I can be more prepared if I need to do anything.
All right. Go ahead and roll a stealth check because you're by the doors. There are torches here. There are columns.
Sure, but I'm not right by the doors. But I'm talking about like maybe across the street or something from the museum.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
more
I'll roll
of
stealth.
a courtyard, so you'll need to roll stealth regardless. There's no
Sure.
natural place for you to be here this late unless you're a student.
I'm sure enough to be a student, but let's see still.
Stealth?
14.
Nice. All right. What's your movement speed?
Movement speed is 30.
30. All right. I'm going to say that you're about 15 feet from the door. So you could get to the door, open it, and get in the museum in one turn if you needed to. Gaz, do you want to do anything about the alarm or do
I'm
anything?
gonna try and
in
distract Buddy to
response?
keep him from freaking wigging out.
He's wigging out. He's concerned about the amount of time it's taken. What do you tell him to try to calm him down?
I'm gonna try and gaslight him and convince him it's only been 5 minutes.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna be like, dude, it's late, you're tired, I have it all the time when I get in my own head. It's only been 5 minutes.
He goes,
Your
okay.
powder is just slowing time down for you. You've been sitting there like, man, you peeled that grape super fast. That was like 15 seconds.
I thought I'd been doing this for 10 minutes.
Oh my God. He says, okay, man. Okay. Hey, thank you. I'm just wigging out. It's a stressful job. You sound like you know how to party. And he pulls out that little white bag from his pocket. And he says, you want some?
After party's gonna be great. We're gonna get some drinks. We're gonna get that going. Tell you what, I'll let you know. You lie down in the back. I'll take the reins. Well, I'll let you know when we're good to go.
He goes, okay. And he starts crawling into the back. And when he lays down, he starts like stretching out all the muscles on his face. Okay. Back in the museum, these two guards on the first floor are going to walk up the stairs and they are looking at this area around here. The cleaners are finishing up cleaning these till areas and cleaning up all this dirt. Destry, what would you like to do?
I'm in there, so
Yep.
I'm going to sneak over and open the next door and close it.
Okay. You're good. You look to your left and to your right. There are no guards in this long hallway. It's weird. There should be more guards here. There were a lot more this morning.
It's late. There's probably less guards on duty, or they're down in the guard room. Gonna go
Okay.
over to the secret door over here.
Okay. You pass by those exhibits that have the really nice pickaxe, the really nice dagger, and the
Yep.
nice medium-sized stones.
Yep.
Okay.
Because priority is getting this and then anything I can grab on the way out. So I'm going to open the door after lining my hand with more of the powder,
Okay.
close it behind me.
You notice that powder stays active, meaning these secret doors do not have alarms on them.
Perfect.
Okay. It's still your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm going to go and slowly just open the door enough to peek inside.
You peek inside the Murkmire room, and you can tell that there was definitely a party here. There's a little stage set up where the band was, and you notice that there are a bunch of empty liquor bottles on that band stage. You notice that there are cups and plates strewn about, confetti and streamers everywhere, and that the Murkmire Stone has been left uncovered, and it is its same greenish yellow color. And there are two guards in this room stationed on either side of the door. The real door to enter this room, not the secret door that you're at.
Okay. I'm going to mentally communicate with my raven
He goes,
and
the
say,
master sneaks, the master thieves. The master is a master thief.
I'm going to mentally strangle him and say,
He goes harder,
Harder.
Tell them now.
Blinken, you and the sad guy see this raven stop like moving around. It goes completely stiff. Its head points directly straight up. Its beak opens and a long spiked tongue comes out and it goes.
What the?
No,
that
I
the-
said tell them, don't do your tongue thing. I can feel what you're thinking. You're not telling them. Words.
Master, do you think I could put it through one ear and have it come out the other?
I will put my hand through one ear and out the other if you don't tell them.
All right, your imp always responds well to threats. So he says, Master Deftry says it is time for the plan to commence.
Oh, finally. I signal the other goons, and they'll be like,
The other-
oh,
Okay, so tell me in order what's happening here. The orange token right here is the explosives cart. I'm going to change the color of this one by Spaz to a comforting blue since it's full of comfortable trash and clothes. What do
Okay.
y'all want to happen right now?
okay. So assuming, the broken cart is this big token.
Yes,
Okay.
Fuel's token is his broken cart.
Okay, gotcha. I would be like, right when I say now, the explosive cart would drive into Heel's cart. It'll be like
Okay.
that, and then hopefully that would trigger the explosion. I'm just gonna wait and see.
I'm going to say that this noble's cart, which has the smoke powder in it, and then Tu's cart, which has the alchemist fire in it, he manages to get it up to speed. He sets it on a course for the thing, and he quickly kicks away the hitch that has the horses attached to the cart. And the horses, as soon as they recognize they're free, they veer off to the left. And that explosive cart continues straight for Fuel's cart. It has a little lantern on it, like for light. And as he jumps out, he takes the hilt of his dagger and he breaks the glass that's on that lantern, so the flames explode. And he himself jumps out. He's going to go to a normal size now. And that cart rams into Huel's cart. And we are going to roll a d20. If it is higher than a 12, it will explode. Hey, there you go.
All right.
With that 13, it takes a little bit. Like it hits the cart and they crash together and you hear the sound and you hear some people go, what? And then a few seconds later, you see a spark, flame, and it explodes. You notice that the windows on the second floor, the glass and the small bits of mortar that were holding the glass have appeared to crack, and some of those small windows have broken, but a big hole has not opened up like you hoped it would. But the area has been significantly damaged.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at the. Basically, I'm gonna tell the bird, tell your master if you can. I don't know how you work, but tell him that there might be a problem with the wall. There's a small crack. I don't know if he could think of something. Kind of relay that message.
Blinken, I guess there's more time for you to do an action. Is there anything that you would like to do? You could either help weaken that area, go into the museum, or get staged for the next part of the plan, whatever you want to do.
Maybe what I could do is is there maybe a sort of street lantern thing that I could grab and possibly throw it towards the window, to make it explode a little bit of more hole in it, because I don't think I could do anything specifically. I don't want to go in there yet unless we got more people.
You have one of the bottles of alchemist fire that Galanus gave you. You put one in Huel's cart and you kept one for yourself.
I kept
Or
one
for the
myself.
other
Yeah.
for the goon to shoot with his bow and arrow.
Okay, well, do I trust it? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say, look, I'm gonna do something. Are you paying attention to me, sad one? Whatever his name is, I don't know if he gave me his name. But I said no.
Number 2.
Sad goon.
Okay, so sad goon, listen to me. I'm gonna throw this bottle here, and I hold out this alchemist fire, because you see that there's nothing, there's not a huge hole there. So I'm gonna throw this towards that wall, and you're gonna shoot it right when it gets to that wall. Understand?
And he goes, yeah, man, I get it. I got you. We're on
Yeah.
the same wavelength here.
Remember, if this works, maybe I'll tell you. I'll tell you where exactly this this coffee place is. Maybe we'll get some, and then I'll throw the alchemist fire there.
Okay, and Spaz, you said, or not Spaz, Gaz, you said that you were
Chaz.
casting Chaz. Sorry, man.
No worries.
You said that you were adding guidance to that attack.
I will give him guidance in the form of, you got this, man. The after party for this is going to be great. I'll introduce you to a better band, better drinks, Better party accessories.
No one's better than the Doom Raiders. If y'all haven't
Yeah.
heard them, maybe I could play you a song later. I've been practicing guitar, he says as he's bringing up this arrow. All right, he's ready to go. As soon as you throw it, he'll take a shot.
All right, pay attention now. Let's go. And I throw it towards the wall.
Okay, you see him track it. He's used a bow before, but he is a common thug, so his dex is +0. So he's going to make an attack roll. He needs to get a 12 to hit.
Okay.
Oof. All right, how much
Ooh.
does your guidance add?
That's
D4.
D4, yeah.
So now
Can I make it can I make it so that like when I throw it and I see him totally going to whiff that I will shoot the arrow?
No, because then you'd be throwing it and shooting it in the same turn.
Oh fuck. Alright.
So as you throw it and he misses, the arrow clanks into the wall. But that alchemist fire, it breaks on the side of the wall and it covers the wall with alchemist fire, but it is not lit.
Alright, well, good try. You know,
Oh man, I fucked it all up. Oh,
that's alright. We'll get some coffee at some point. I look around for a lantern.
yeah, there's street lanterns, drift globes. You know that if you shoot either of those things, they will explode.
Okay, and then I'll be like, how confident is your throwing?
Or, I mean, I guess if you throw the lantern at the wall, it would light the alchemist fire itself.
Yeah, I think that would be because if there's alchemist fire, like whatever, all over the thing, I would assume that it would explode. So I think that's what I would do. So
Okay.
I would like grab a lantern and just kind of toss it in the wall, and I'll roll to throw it.
Yeah, roll a dex attack. Got to get a 10.
Do I trust this? Okay, fine, I'll do it.
He looks like he doesn't even trust himself to do it.
Okay, buddy.
All
I'll
right,
give you
keep
some
them away
tips.
from sharp objects and bathtubs.
Oh man,
11.
11. So you throw it, and it looks for a moment like you didn't arc it right, and it's not going to make it all the way to the wall, but it just does. And it hits the wall, it clangs, the glass breaks, the flame catches, and the alchemist fire takes hold, and it goes, and all of those little bits of glass blow out, and a small hole appears in the wall. It is about 3 feet high, 3 feet wide, and it has a bunch of cracks around it, so the rest of the wall is weak too. Okay, really quick, Chaz, what did you want to do?
I mean, it's time to head up on the cart here, and I'm just gonna sort of like slowly start to wind up the cart to try and time it to give him a little bit of time to run up to the window. So we're not like
Yes.
parked in front of the hole waiting.
Yeah, you do notice there's one small hick in your plan. Huel's cart is on fire, and that is directly below the 3x3 hole. So if you wanted to get that cart of blankets like directly under the hole, you'd have to move Huel's cart, or Destry is going to have to jump at an angle to hit the cart with all the clothes.
I believe in him. I'm gonna sort of try and get someone who's not currently high in the back of the cart to do this, and try to prepare to assist with a guidance for when he makes the jump.
Okay. You could have the orange goon who was driving the other cart drive this one, and you could stand on top of the cart so you could cast guidance whenever you see Destry. You'll have to wait. for
Sorry,
him to
guidance
jump.
is touch. No,
Oh yeah. Oh well.
guidance is touch. I choose to believe in him. I choose to believe in him.
There you go. You're a cleric, right? You have healing spells. I'm sure he'll be
I
fine.
have some heals. He'll be fine.
Okay. Inchi, you can tell that the plan has been set off. You can tell through your magic that Destry is still invisible. What would you like to do?
Am I closer to where the hole is in the wall or to the nearest manhole cover?
You are closer to the hole in the wall. The manhole cover,
Okay.
you'd have to like run like 60 feet and get off this courtyard and find a street and then find a manhole cover.
All right. Am I close enough to the hole in the wall where I can get there in one action if need be?
Yeah, we'll do turns if combat start. It's kind of free floating right now. So yeah,
Well-
I'll say that you can get over there.
Okay. Well, I just say that because I'm going to stay where I am for now, and I'm
Okay.
just ready to move to either the entrance or to the hole in the wall where I'm most needed. But
Actually,
otherwise, then she'll just stay there.
yeah, you know what? Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh no.
Oh, what have I done?
Now, that being said, I should definitely be driving this because I haven't been impressed with these goons, and I do not trust them with this wagon at this point.
All right, we got everybody in initiative order. We're going to start at the top with Destry. Destry, you hear a soft boom, and then you hear in your head, Master, Master, we have started our arson of the museum. Get out before we blow it all up. Destry, you see those two guards in the room go, Oi, oi, the fuck is that? What the fuck was that? You go check on it. No, you go check on it. No, you go check on it. And they argue back and forth for a little bit, and then one of them leaves the room, and you can hear him yell at the other one in the Allosaurus exhibit saying, What the fuck? What in the hell was that? Let's go. Let's go investigate that. Hey, you two, get up here. And then those two guards that were downstairs race up here, and all four of them are going to head over to the Unearthed Cafe to investigate the source of this noise. Oh, wait, no, we're in turn order, so they should probably all be about right here. They're making their way to the cafe.
All right. I'm going to make sure I left that back door open.
Yep.
I'm assuming Buddy Boy here is staring out the door.
Yeah. This door has been left open, and he's like looking through it like, what the fuck?
I'm going to open the door and make my way to the crystal.
All right. Make sure that you're maintaining your movement speed.
That would be 5, 10, and 15, because I can only move half movement without losing my stealth.
Really?
If you're moving stealthily, you can only do half movement before you start getting disadvantage.
Okay. Would you like to perform an action this turn?
No, I'm still invisible, and I'm just gonna avoid fucking up at this point.
The staff are going to roll their initiative. 19 onto the
Fuck
top of
up.
the initiative order. It is Blinken's turn. Blinken, what are you doing?
After that exploded, yeah, I see that, the art's been moved up, so I'm going to run towards art and probably jump in the back, kind of like a far corner so that I don't get hit if he jumps on with the cart.
Okay.
And then I guess for just in case, I'm going to do ready action just in case, like if there's a guard coming. If it looks like they're getting close to us, I'll just kind of shoot a warning shot. You know what I mean? Like if there's a guard coming out from the front and they're just coming to the side, seeing what all the commotion's about.
Okay, I got you. That is Blinken's turn. It is now the staff's turn. The guards are going to walk 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So some of the guards have just entered the Unearthed Cafe. One is still outside the Unearthed Cafe. And you notice, well, actually, no one's there to notice. Okay. Blinken, you can hear from above you through that 3x3 hole. You can hear something that sounds like guards going, Oi, look, there's a hole in that wall. And that's coming from above you, Blinken.
Okay.
The cleaning staff kind of look around. Well, actually, y'all wouldn't know what they're doing. The cleaning staff do stuff. Next, it is going to be Shaz's turn.
All right. Do we want to fake being bystanders and offer to help getting the guard out of the way to prevent the fire from the building?
I mean, I could help out.
Pretend to be concerned citizens trying to save the building.
Yeah, I could do that.
All right. So, I guess I'm going to shout out towards the hole in the wall. Oh, there's been a terrible accident. There's a fire. You, in the building, go fetch some buckets of water before it spreads. We'll get the cart out of the way, or we'll clear the wreckage.
Okay, you can roll a performance check.
Gonna make it a deception.
Yes, you can.
So then that's gonna be that, and that on top of it.
So a 16, and you hear fire. Oh no, go wake up the other guards. Get them to get some water and get outside. Okay, so they believe that. Shaz, that is your turn. Inchi, your turn.
Okay, so are the guards now coming out of the front entrance to get water?
You can't see inside, so you don't actually know. You heard that conversation, so you know eventually that will happen. But the museum's a big place. It's going to take them a couple turns to run through it all.
Sure. Okay. So I can't visibly see in the entrance, see what's going on. The doors are closed or something, so I can't look in.
Yep. And it's just stone walls, no windows on the outside.
Okay. Fully expecting the alarms to go off. I think I'm gonna go up to the front entrance just to open the door, peek in, see what I can do right off. If I can't do anything, just peek in real quick.
So you're just gonna push the door open?
Yes.
Okay. You push the door open and you hear doo doo doo. You peek in and you look out at the lobby. You notice there's the reception desk, the two statues of human women, the big lobby with the tills in the back and the staircase. You don't see anything happening in here at first, and then you hear some people shouting coming from the staircase going, Fire! fire! Wake up, you drunk bastards! Wake up!
Okay. I think I'm going to go to this office right here. I'm going to hope there's another alarm here, and I'm just going to open this office door too and just try to set off as many alarms as I can on the first floor.
Inchi, when you take a step inside the museum, you feel the little pad that's in front of the door, the little carpeted area. You feel it sink down a little bit, and you have this sinking feeling in your stomach that you have set off a trap.
Oh, fuck.
You hear a sound above you of a rope detaching from a mechanism, and you see a weighted net drop directly on top of you.
All right. Can I try to move to back out to the door? Is that a roll or anything I can try?
You can make a dexterity saving throw. You need 12.
Oh, got a 12.
And tie
Great.
goes to the defender. So you are diving out of the way. Which way do you want it?
Back out through the door because screw that shit.
Okay. You jump back out through the door.
Yep.
The net falls to the floor, doesn't capture anything, and it just sits there on the floor. You are now safe to walk through that area, should you choose to do so.
Okay. I've already triggered the alarm. That was my main purpose of this. Plus, I think I'm going to keep the door open to keep peering inside. So I think I'll just end my turn here.
Okay. Next up is Destry.
Okie doke. So, with all that commotion going on, I'm going to 5, 10, going to rub my hand in the silica. 1 second, I just need to double check some notes. Fuck it, we're balling. Alright, I'm going to, grasp it firmly.
Yeah, buddy, you do that.
So yeah, I grab the stone.
You grasp the stone firmly in your silicaed up hands. And what are you doing? Are you pushing it off the pedestal, picking it up? What's up?
I am waiting to see if I hear another alarm.
So just putting your hands on it? No.
Perfect.
Nothing.
I'm going to ready an action, and end my turn.
What's the action that you're readying?
On my next turn, I'm going to pull the stone, and I'm going to, because I'm covered up, right? I'm like my face is covered. I got dark clothing on. I'm not like wearing the same shit as prior.
Yep.
I'm going to grab that stone with all my might, and I'm going to fucking run.
Okay.
Like I'm going to be like an athletic kid running out of a church running.
Okay. You are going to have to make a strength check. You're going to have to get above a 14 to be able to pick this up and move with it. Okay.
All right.
Also, roll a d12.
Okay, so what do you want first? Strength or the d12?
You'll be doing the strength when you actually pick it up later.
Okay, so
right
I'll
now,
roll the d12.
just do the d12. You put your hands on the stone, and earlier today when you touched it, it was cool to the touch, like any kind of gemstone. But now it feels a little bit warm. You put your hands on it, and you feel that you have some increased energy. Your walking speed increases by 5 feet.
Oh, that's a coincidence.
Lincoln, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Hearing that, he wants to be concerned citizens, I'm gonna hop off the cart and move up and like look at the burning corpse cart of Huey's thing here.
Hill's cart that he's 125 gold pieces for.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened here? And I'm gonna see if there's any like boards and stuff that's not on fire and kind of pick off the wreckage, kind of act like a citizen.
Mm-hmm. Like you're picking through it?
Yeah, just kind of like, see if I could douse the flame, so to speak, kind of stop it from spreading while, hopefully guards will show up.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to let you get the same performance check as your cleric because you just rolled one as well.
Okay.
All right. Next up is the staff. So you hear through that hole in the wall, the guards run, and you hear them shout, hey, cleaning wizard, do you know any water spells, any mending spells, anything like that? And the guy goes, no, I just have a counter spell prepared for tonight. They go, fuck. All right, and they're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, and this cleaning staff is going to get out of their way. Destry, the guard in your room, walks on the other side of the door, and he goes, oi, what's the report here? And they're shouting at each other back and forth. And then Inchi, peeking through the door, you can see coming out of the guard's room is that curator from earlier today. She steps out of that room and she goes, what in the 9 hells is going on in this museum? Why are half of my guards asleep at the break table? You snuck in to our wine supply and you gorged yourselves upon it.
all of you will be reported to the nobles that hired you. Disgraceful behavior, each and every one of you. And you see 2-3 guards drunkenly step out of that room with her. And she goes, "Thank the heavens and all the gods that I was here to clean up after your mess." And she used all that. That is all the staff. Shaz, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
All right. So, first off, are any of the pedestrians reacting to this? Or is everybody just sort of doing the deer in the headlights routine on the side here?
What do you mean by pedestrians? Like citizens? Like just
Any other
passerby?
citizens out on the street?
Nope. This area is kind of secluded from the city. It's like this. It's in this very nice area that doesn't have a lot of nightlife activity.
We're in a quiet neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we're gonna try and get the freaking guard out of here. If anyone wants to assist me here.
Y'all can also see sticking his head through that 3x3 hole is the guard, and he's looking down at y'all, going, "Oi, what the hell happened?" So there is one guard watching y'all.
There's been an accident and a fire. We're gonna try and get the wreckage away from the building and put it out.
Get it away from the building. Do you know how much smoke damage costs to repair?
No, but I can guess.
Okay, so you're trying to push the burning cart away?
Or at least whatever we can, just to try and like shimmy the wreckage away from the hole. Or, like,
Okay, yeah. So you start like grabbing things and pushing them out. You wrap cloth around your hands to protect you from the burning. And you
yeah,
push
if
it out.
there's like a board
Yeah.
that was blasted off, trying to use that as like an improvised crowbar to try and like.
Yeah. You manage to get it moving a little bit, and then all 3 of your goons come to help, especially the one that's high. He's like, "Oh, it's go time." Okay, and he comes over and he just starts grabbing shit and throwing it out of the way. He doesn't care if it's burning or not. He's just grabbing it and throwing it, grabbing it and throwing it.
I
So
use
with all of
guidance
that-
on him and see if he's got some of that cocaine strength to help us out.
He goes even
I
faster,
believe it.
even harder. He gets all the debris out of the way, and then he picks up the side of the cart with the broken wheel, and he like kind of manages to be his own little wheel, and he pushes it forward 5 feet, giving just barely enough room for the other cart to get in here. And I'll say that Blinken helped out with that as well.
Yeah, I was there.
I'm gonna shout out like, "Oi, bring the other cart with the blankets. We'll throw them on to smother the flames." I'm just gonna like whisper to whoever's next to me with the goons. Not really. Grab a couple, but don't go fast.
That guard above you goes, "Well, that's real convenient. You had a bunch of blankets there just nearby. Hey, man, the guards are looking out for us."
Gods be praised. And that's my turn.
All right. Inchi, you can tell that Destry is still invisible. You just saw 3 guards come out of that room along with the curator, Alda Arkin.
I think I'd wave. Do you throw a titch and say, "Hey, lady, you 3, I stole your plants because you're agent plants. Fuck you." And I'm gonna run off in this direction, away from the hole, but just through this side, trying to taunt them into chasing me.
Okay. As you round this corner,
Did it look like I riled them up, or do they want to chase me?
Alda Arkin would have screamed, "Get that goblin!"
Well, then, yeah, I'm dashing, and I'm just gonna try to just book it in the opposite direction of where everyone is active over here.
All right. So you do that. You're going to get to about right here. And do you recall dipping around this corner of the building? This is the same thing that Alda Arkin did when she left at midnight. Instead of walking towards the streets of Waterdeep and heading off towards her home, she walked close to the building and then just around this same corner. You don't know what she did after that.
And she does not care. He's booking it.
Okay. Destry, it is your turn.
Cool. I follow through with the plan of grab it and fucking run.
All right. Make your strength check. You have to get, what did I say, 14?
Yeah,
You
14.
said that I had to roll higher than a 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, it's
There
17.
What I
we
did.
fucking go, buddy. There we fucking go. You pick it up, and as soon as you pick it up, you notice the pedestal it was on slides upward a little bit, as if the stone was weighing something down. And when that happens, you hear doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. And the doors that were right here close. Inchi, you notice
Which
as you're
doors?
rounding these doors right here in the
Okay.
room you're in. Yep. Inchi, you noticed that as you were running around this corner, you hear doo-doo, 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 and the doors to the museum close and lock.
Uh-oh.
That was the last thing you saw before you rounded the corner. Destry, you are holding this approximately 100-pound stone in your hands. You can only move half of your movement speed while you're holding onto this. What would you like to do?
And you said I got plus 5 feet?
Yes. Well, that was
Okay.
last turn.
Roll a d12.
Oh, I don't like that you're making me roll so much. 10.
10. As the stone shifts in your weight, it's weird. It feels like it wobbles back and forth, as if it's filled with warm liquid inside. Your thought processes are sluggish, as if you just awoke from terrible nightmares. You have disadvantage on intelligence checks and intelligence saving throws.
Perfect. I'm going to now very carefully. I haven't broken stealth from how it feels, right?
Yeah, you picked up something. Like, that breaks invisibility in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, but in Baldur's Gate 3, the Berserker Barbarian is actually viable.
I'm going to say picking this thing up is like an action, and that would break your invisibility because it's so monumental and so heavy.
All right.
All right, so you are visible in your all black. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to get into this passageway.
Was that 15 feet?
That's 15 feet.
All right, that is where you are this turn. All right, and you hear from the other side of this door, "Oi, hey, why can't I get in here? Hey, the silica's not working. Oh no, the arcane lock has been activated." All right, next up, it's Blinken.
I'm just gonna you know, continue on like trying to clear out the wreckage, kind of slowly, like, oh my god, what I'm gonna do with a fire? I'm just gonna look around, like look for water, and then I'll be like, fuck, and then try not to again like get burned by picking out the wood that's already been charred and moving it out of the way and shit.
Okay. All right. The staff is going to go next, and you hear more shouting, Destry, and Blinken and Shaz and the goons. You all hear someone say, "The arcane lock has been activated. The arcane lock has been activated. Someone's stealing the Murkmire Stone." And you hear the guard above you go, "What? What?" And then look down at y'all, and he's going to make an intelligence check. If he gets above a 14, he is going to piece together that y'all are involved in some kind of distraction.
Okay.
And you failed.
He points one finger at all of you and he goes, "Thieves! Thieves! Get them!" Destry, you would have told this to everybody, but Alda Arkin said that if that pedestal was activated, that it sent an alarm to the City Watch as well.
I don't remember that being said, but okay, if I knew that, I said it.
All right. Given that, Blinken, since you didn't do much on your turn, would you like to do something now?
Oh, if that's the case, I see.
The guard just pointed his finger at you and said, "Thieves!"
I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm gonna cast bonus action and snaring strike on myself so that
You're gonna cast this on yourself?
yeah, it's a self spell so that next attack I would
Okay. Yeah.
hit that.
That was your bonus action. You still have an action left.
And then I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm just use my action to continue clearing out the rubble. It's act like I don't know.
Okay. Along with the cokehead's help, you're able to push it even further away, and you can move the cart up to right beneath the hole. Staff's turn. One guard is yelling "thieves" at you. The other ones are going, "What? What?" And they start dashing down the stairs. So they are going to get to the bottom of the stairs. This one guard is going to keep hitting the wall or the door to try to get in. And he says, "The door's locked. The door's locked. We need to get in some other way." And he is going to walk over here to this vent, and he is going to try and pry it off. He pries off the vent, and he is going to spend the rest of his turn crawling through it. Destry, you can hear someone crawling around in this vent right here. This vent that you noticed earlier today.
Cool. I'm going to, it's my turn, you said?
Nope.
No.
I was just letting you know.
Okay.
That's the staff's turn. The three guards down here by Alda are going to dash towards the main door because they saw Inchi there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So they just about make it to the door. Alda Arkin is doing something that none of you can see. All right. Shaz, it is your turn.
All right. Is anyone good in a fist fight and or wants to go up?
The cokehead raises his hand, and the staff guy also raises his hand. And
All right.
the other guy, you have 3 goons.
Okay, who wants to go in the building? Someone's going in the hole.
All 3 of them are willing to do it because you're paying them, so you get to pick which one.
All right, Coke Man, he's got that roid strength. I'm going to use racial touch ability, and I'm teleporting him 30 feet up and through the hole next to the guard upstairs. Godspeed.
So you touch him, and he just like disappears in a wave of magic, and then you hear a pop, as he pushes the air away, where he reappears, that is the sound effect of someone teleporting. That it sounds very gentle. And then he's right next to this guy, and he goes, "What's up? What's up, man?" And then he just starts hitting him in the face. And they're really wild swinging punches, so he doesn't even get one off on the guy. But that guard is distracted. All right. Next up, it is Inchi's turn. Inchi, what would you like to do?
Okay, you said that the front door is locked up behind me, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Seeing that his ding dong ditch plan isn't quite going to work as he expected, and not knowing how helpful he's going to be on this side, I'm going to look around this side of the thing and see where the curator could have gone. Because one moment she was outside, next she was in, and she's just kind of wondering if there's a entrance that they may have missed before.
Roll a perception check.
7.
All right, with that, you can't see any door or anything, but you do see a footpath, this area of dirt where there used to be grass, but people walking on it have worn it down. There's a little footpath right here that leads towards some shrubs and some trees that are growing really, really close to the wall.
And she wants to kind of just part the trees, part the shrubbery, and just kind of like knock on the wall, see what we can find.
All right, you push those trees and shrubs aside and you look at where that dirt path ends, and it seems to go underneath some stones that look like they're part of the wall. You think that maybe there is a secret door here. You can roll a strength check to try to push it open, or you can roll another perception check to see if there's some kind of mechanism to open it.
I think the smart thing to perceive it, yeah, I'll do perception.
Give me another perception check.
Nope, 6.
With that, it just like you can kind of see that there's a rectangle here, like the stones kind of line up to make a perfect rectangle. So you can see the outline of a door, but you do not know how to open it.
Okay. Could I push on it this time, or my turn ending it?
That is your turn, unless you can do
Okay.
2 actions. So we are going to Destry. Destry, you hear that there is a guard scrambling around in the vent right next to you. What would you like to do?
5, 10. Close the door with my foot. Very, try to be quiet about it.
Okay. I will say that you get to do that because he's not looking at you yet. He's in a dark vent and making a lot of his own noise. You still can perform an action if you'd like to.
Do you want me to roll that d12?
Yes, please. That effect changes and you go back to having an additional 5 feet of movement.
Perfect. I'm going to slide out this door because I did leave it open. So that was what, 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm going to slide the door closed again.
Okay. You are in the underground, or you are in the archaeological display exhibit.
And then I'm going to use my action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20. And
Okay.
I'm just hoping no one noticed.
Okay. Next up is Blinken. Blinken, your new cleric friend just transported one of your goons up into the upper levels to fight that guard. What did you want to do?
I think I'm going to post myself next to the cart, and what I'll do is look south and kind of ready in action to attack now, since I'll pull out my bow, and then obviously the next attack will be a staring strike. So if a guard appears around the corner coming towards us, I'll shoot whatever comes first.
Okay. You also notice that if you adjust your angle, you could probably shoot that guard through the hole above you if you wanted to.
No, I'll leave it to him because my focus is trying to stop people from coming towards this. But if I see them here, so I'm good.
Okay, so next it is the staff's turn. The cleaning staff remains in place. The guards told them to stand there with their hands on their head and not do anything. The guards that were on the upper floor are now on the bottom floor, and they say, Miss Arkin, the Murkmire Stone, it's being stolen. The arcane locks were set off. And Alda Arkin turns around. Actually, none of you can see this. So you just hear some shouting. You hear men shouting, and then you hear a woman shouting, then you hear men shouting, then you hear a woman shouting. Her group of guards reaches the front door. She uses her key to unlock that front door. So the guards step outside and then run off to this corner. That is their movement speed. Alda Arkin remains inside right here. And then these guards go back upstairs, and they're going to try to break down the door to get into the Murkmire exhibit. They are unable to break down the door this turn. Inchi, we can go ahead and do your turn. You hear that there are some guards coming around the corner. You are over here investigating this fake door, or this secret door.
And she's just going to start him. first push this thing open because he can't see shit.
Okay, roll a strength check. You need to beat a 12.
17.
17. You push
All
on
right.
the door and it slides open. You are able to sneak into a dark room and close that door behind you. You are now in the basement of the Eltorchul Museum. This is your first time in here. So you are in the basement. Boxes and crates are piled here in groups. Enormous warehouse doors take up much of the basement's northern wall. This area
Okay,
is frequently visited. There's some small lamplight over in a corner here next to some crates that were recently opened. And there is a purple cloth, a distinctive purple cloth inside this crate. You recognize it as the same purple as the bandanas that the members of the Xanathar Guild wear.
Not wanting another problem to occur like before, it's just going to look around for traps. Could I perhaps roll like a perception for that?
You know that you are dealing with magical alarms, so Arcana would probably be better.
Arcana.
But you can roll a perception check on the room if you wish.
Such a bitch. Yeah, 5.
With a 5, you do not feel any magical energy in this room.
Okay. And she's just going to go over to that crate and look, try to see what that purple thing is.
All right. You start looking at the crate, and the crate is a normal looking box, but on the inside it is lined with that purple handkerchief and a yellow drawing of eyes. There are many gold coins thrown in this box, as well as small bits of rare stones that looks like they have been chipped off bigger stones. You can also see that in this box there is a +1 short sword, a +1 spear, and a +1 set of armor, leather armor.
And she's eyes go wide, and he says jackpot, and starts just shoveling gold into like making a little bowl with his shirt and just trying to shovel it in.
Okay, Inchi, you managed to get yourself.
You know what? And she takes off his whole shirt and just uses it as a fucking purse.
Okay, you get yourself 25 gold pieces and about 20 pounds of gems and ore.
Jesus. All right.
Can I hold that with one hand?
Yeah, you'll be able to hold all that with one hand, no problem.
With my one free hand, I think I'm going to grab that sword that you mentioned as well.
Okay, you grab that +1 sword, and as you pull your hand out of the box, you notice that there's a bunch of other crates sitting right beside this box, and one of those boxes begins to move. It seems as if its own top opens itself, but it's weird. The inside of it looks like flesh, and where nails should be to hold the box together, it looks like it's teeth. Inchi.
Boy.
There's
Oh,
a mimic
boy.
in this room.
Oh boy.
That don't sound good.
You hear a charm say, "Beware those who steal from Xanathar." Shaz, are you back?
Yep.
All right, what would you like to do?
All right. How many of the guards made it outside?
You peek around the corner. There are 3 guards outside, facing off in the opposite direction of where you are.
All right. We try another Jesus take the wheel hurricane move here.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh, what the
from my
hell?
hands.
Well, still looking like a normal peasant. I'll just shout out to the guys, the guards there. Boy, I saw a gnome-looking fella run down the road over there. That's the thief you folks is screaming about.
And they go, "Boy, thanks for the tip." And they keep running off after the guy. All right, Destry, it is your turn.
Cool. Bang out that roll 20. No, that roll d12 very quickly. What's the damage? Tell me it's good.
You die. Congratulations.
No.
Well, if we pull this off, I'm adopting Buddy as my pet cokehead.
No, I don't blame you. It's fun.
Okay, so with a 4, your skin takes on a weird sheen. You gain resistance to piercing and slashing damage.
Oh.
But Destry, you feel as if something inside the stone just moved. And then you feel the stone itself move. And you hear a high-pitched "kink." It almost sounds as if it's breaking.
Cool. I'm going to sprint 30 feet this way.
Fantastic. Would you like to perform an action? Dashing is your action. Fantastic.
Dashing. You know what? You make a very solid point. I'm thinking I might bonus action. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I might
me with it.
bonus action. Gonna take that extra 30 feet, I think.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I say. Oh, fuck, as I zip another 30 feet.
You zip another 30 feet, and you end up right next to the thick Murkmire Stone. And you end up to those other raw ore and gem deposits.
I'm gonna look at the Murkmire Stone and be like, I could take you too. Not going
Pick
to.
them.
Pick them both up, move 5 feet a minute.
5 feet a minute, yeah.
5 feet every 6 seconds. Yeah.
All right, it is the staff's turn. First, we're going to handle Cokehead McGee. He's going to attack the guard.
My hero.
All right, he actually hits the guard with this one. It is an unarmed strike, so that is, I believe, a D4.
I'm gonna get him brass knuckles and let him just go to town on someone.
Yes.
He did 1 damage to the guy, but
Oh, wow.
he has so much energy, he does a second attack.
Damn right, all that coke. Oh.
I don't know why I
hell of a
rolled
drink.
damage. He didn't hit. So he did 1 damage to the guard. The guard goes, the fuck? It is now the staff's turn, so the guard is now going to roll against Cokehead McGee. And he also misses, so these two are just having a little slap fight.
Fucking God.
It's great. All right, the other guards are going to try to break down the door to the Murkmire room. They still fail.
No.
That guard crawling through the vent gets through the other side, crashes through, and he goes, "The Murkmire Stone is missing! The Murkmire Stone is missing!" Cleaning staff stays still. These 3 guards run around the edge of the building, looking for Inchy. They can't see it. Alda Arkin moves to her office. Cleaning crew stays still. Next up is Shaz.
All right, I think Lincoln Park's gonna have to go give him a hand upstairs.
Hell yeah, bring him over there.
Lincoln Park.
Not me.
No, I mean freaking
Sad boy. Sad goon.
emo.
Oh, okay. He's more of a My Chemical Romance guy.
Well, then he knows how to use this, as I hand him a dagger and up through the hole he goes.
You can teleport him again?
I've got 2 per day.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right, you teleport him up and you hear that sound, and he's up there now, and he's going to take a stab at the guard. And the guard goes, "What the fuck?" He also misses.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
sad.
mutter he can't do anything right.
And he goes, "No one could hate me as much as I hate myself." No, he should do a MCR lyric. He goes, "Drop the dagger and lather the blood on your hands, Romeo." And he takes a stab, and he misses. Daz, that was your turn. Inchy, your turn. You have in one hand 20 gold pieces and 20 pounds worth of ore in gemstone. In your other hand, you have a +1 sword. You finally have a big dagger. Standing in front of you is a mimic. What do you do?
Let's see.
Shit, actually, dude, on the staff's turn, the mimic should have gone. So he's going to attack you real quick. He is going to try to bite you.
Remember, if you don't consent, he can't bite you. I read this in the 2024 rulebook.
He got an 18
I wish.
for attack. Does that hit?
I'm seeing 13.
+5 to his hit.
Armor class 10, is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, that hits.
So he does hit you. He's going to do 1d8 +3 damage from the bite.
Okay.
Oof. 11 piercing damage plus 1d8 of acid damage.
So I'm dead?
No.
9 hit points.
You have 9 hit points?
So hold on, 11 plus 6 is 17. So no, you're not dead.
You're not dead, but you are unconscious. And you will start doing death saving throws.
We don't know where you're at.
Meaning that every turn you are going to roll a saving throw. And if you get 3 rolls below 10, you die. If you get 3 rolls above 10, you stabilize and you're kept at 0 hit points.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm down for the count. Do I use my turn as one of these death saving throws then?
Yes, you do. Go ahead and roll a d20. Don't add anything to it.
I did death save.
I mean, that's what it is. So you have 1 death save.
Oh, shit. And I did alert anyone to where I am, so I think this battle's my own.
Yeah.
Shit.
You don't know where you're at.
Shit. Damn, that was a lot of damage. Fuck.
And that's so scary.
I feel
Yeah.
bad.
Mimics are pretty bad.
Episode 1, I did say you can kill Inchy, so this is on me.
Yeah, I wish I had not rolled the acid damage.
Too late, motherfucker.
Okay, so you are bleeding out on the floor from a bite wound. Destry, your turn.
Cool. I'm going to roll that d12 first.
You hear someone saying,
Master, the chaos is grand. The chaos is great. Come outside for the bloodbath.
Go help that goblin person. Get out of my head.
The goblin with the tasty hair.
Yes, the goblin with the tasty hair. And
All right.
what's the one give?
harsh whispers in an unknown language assault your consciousness. You gain vulnerability to psychic damage and can't maintain concentration on spells.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to do?
I can only move 15, so I'm going to 5, 10, 15.
Okay. Are you going to perform an action?
Yes, I'm going to dash another 15, 5, 10, 15. And I'm just not going to draw attention to myself. the boys seem to have that guard handled. And, the big thing is it seems above my pay grade to have to deal with this.
He is standing directly in front of the hole. Okay, yeah, as you get to this room, you notice that, like, this wall here is cracked and all the glass is broken, but right in front of this guard is a 3x3 hole.
Cool. I'm going to, can I just stealth and see if I can, not draw attention to myself while he's too busy fighting off these crackheads?
You used your action to dash, so no.
Cool. Then I'm going to stand there quietly.
Okay. Blinken, your turn. You hear Destri's little imp go, I can no longer feel Goblin Man with tasty air. Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. And it cocks its head back, and that spiked tongue comes out, and it goes, and it flies off.
I'm probably watching the fight going on upstairs, right? Like they're kind of back and forth. I'm going to shoot the guard with this ensnaring strike so that he hopefully gets restrained. I'm going to go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay, his armor class is 16. Shaz, do you want to give guidance for this?
If I'm able to, absolutely.
He's right next to you.
And he's lucky because I'm out of teleports.
I'm good. All right, so let me go ahead and attack. So it's 12 to hit.
12 to hit. Add the D4 for guidance.
Yep. There you go. 16.
Oh, nice job, man. You hit him. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Nice. All right. So it is a 7 total. And then he has to roll that strength save for the restraint.
All right. Guard has +1 to strength, and he's got to beat a 12, right?
13. Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. So the vines start growing over him, and he shakes it loose. But he is looking very bad off. He looks like he does not have much HP left at all.
And then I'll yell out to Sad Boy saying, remember, the coffee's on me if you get him. End my turn.
Okay. It's now the staff's turn, so our 2 goons are going to go. Oh, shit.
Oh,
So the first one got a 14, which misses, but the second one, the sad boy with the dagger, got a nat 20.
There you go, that's my boy.
D6s. He got a 6 and a 2, so he just stabs him like right in the neck, and that guard goes and starts falling over, bleeding out on the floor. The 2 goons look towards you, Destry, and they run up to you to try to help you carry the stone.
You fucking idiots! We're not meant to kill them!
No one's seeing our faces, right, Governor?
All right, these other 3 guards are still trying to break into the Murkmire Stone room. They got a 17. They finally kick it open. They burst into the room with that other guard who tells them the Murkmire Stone is missing, and they start fanning out. One is going to go up to the attic. One is going to try to go to this door. One goes to the secret door, and one rushes back out into the Allosaurus exhibit. Cleaning staff stays still. The guards outside continue looking for Inchi. Inchi, you can hear them actually walk past the secret door that you're at.
Inchi's knocked out.
He's bleeding out, but he's not unconscious. Okay. Inchi, you hear the sound of high heels clicking on stairs, and you see Alda Arkin in a black dress walk down these stairs. She is also walking with this human-sized doll that y'all saw earlier when Destry went into her office. For stat purposes, it is a scarecrow, but it is a human-sized doll dressed up in prehistoric clothes, and she has cast spells on it to make it her bodyguard. And you hear her coming down the stairs, and she says, fuck, 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 fuck. This was supposed to be an easy job. An easy job. Skip off the top, get back, but now everything's going to crash down. And she comes down and she sees this scene with this goblin and the mimic, and the goblin holding this bag of coins that is spilled out onto the floor. And she goes, heavens above, I found the thief. I will be a hero. Get over here, goblin. And she walks over to you and she kicks the sword out of your hands. And she says, Marigold, pick it up.
Big dagger.
This scarecrow is going to walk over to you and try to pick you up. I'm going to roll a d20. And it manages to pick you up and throw you over its shoulder. And Alda Arkin starts taking all these coins and everything you stole and shoving it back into the box. She hides the purple cloth and she puts a lid on it. And she starts dragging it over to the secret door that you entered through over here. It's going to take her 2 turns to do that. Or this turn and another turn to do that. Shaz, it is your turn.
All right. I'm getting in the cart, getting ready with the reins, and prepared to take off once everybody hops in the party van.
Sounds good to me. Inchi, your turn. Roll a death saving throw.
See.
Oh, that's a
All right,
16.
you got above a 10, so that's a save. You got one save and you got one failure, so you're doing pretty good.
Let me.
Oh,
You know, I'm not even sure if she would. Yeah, good.
you can mumble something, like if you wanted to say something.
He was going to protest, but I don't think he wants me in the same room as the mimic anymore, so he's just going to let this happen.
He's fine with it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This guard is dead. I'm going to delete him. Destry, it is your turn. With all three of you carrying the stone, it's easy to move. You can move freely now. But all of you have to roll a d12.
Oh, hell yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah. So fucking about that. I'd rather not.
You don't want them to touch it?
No, it's not that. I'm just not happy that they fucking shanked him. All right, D12. 8.
Look, I didn't know the emo guy getting a knife would be a bad.
If anything,
Supposed to cut
he was
himself,
supposed
not
to be
someone
a
else.
danger to himself. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So with an 8, all three of you, your joints stiffen. You have disadvantage on dexterity checks and dexterity saving throws.
So
There you go.
we're gonna jump over to the cart,
Okay.
and I'm gonna get the Raven to still look for Buddy.
Pull it up. Okay, so y'all are at the second floor hole. Who's jumping out first?
I'm gonna send the 2 goons, and then they can catch me and the stone.
Okay, so the goons jump out. It's a 30-foot jump. They have to aim for a cart, and they have disadvantage on this roll. I'm going to have them roll as a unit.
Lamau.
Taking the lower roll of 16, they both
Damn.
manage to jump out and land in the cart of clothes.
Okay.
Hold up. Gonna roll for the health of the cart. Ooh. With a 5, they land on it, and you hear like some wood crack, and they shoot out a bunch of their trash and blankets that were on top of it. Just landing on it, the force of that blows away some of the blankets, so it is less secure for you to jump on it, Destry.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. And now you're planning to jump out with the stone?
No,
No?
I'm gonna Misty Step with my last spell slot. Why the fuck would I jump out holding a 150-pound stone?
You could have done that the whole time? That would have saved us so much arguing about how many carts there were.
This fucking guy, why I oughta.
This fucking guy. All right, so all of you make it successfully to the ground. Blinken and Shaz, you can see that Destry is holding in his hands a 100-pound, faintly glowing green stone with a giant crack down the center of it. Just being around the stone gives you a sense of unease.
And on that note, on Muley Horse.
Destry, you hear your raven say, "I smell blood. I smell acid. I smell
Goblins
goblin
dead, boys.
No, still beating heart."
That is not reassuring.
You hear that bird going, and it's making that noise somewhere to the back of the museum.
As sad as it is, I feel like the priority would be getting that stone out of here.
Oof.
Because, well, if it hatches, we're all dead, because we're literally beside the stone.
My character would agree to that, yes.
Wait, what? If the stone hatches, we're all dead?
Oh, yeah. Should have told you about that. Drive!
All right, and on that note, my ready to action to start driving.
The stone is actually an egg of an eldritch war. All right. So you guys begin driving away out of Eltorchul Villa.
If we left any of the goons behind, oh well.
The other goons are with us.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody's together. I mean, you could tell them to scatter if you want.
It would make life easier if they split now, yeah.
I mean, I can zap us all with Pass Without Trace, and then we take off into the sewers, and we're good.
Why not both?
The second they scatter out 30 feet past, they are totally trackable again. It is much safer to travel as a group.
You guys begin driving away. So y'all ditch the cart. You notice after a while that the axle on it is kind of broken anyway, and it was going to fall apart soon. Y'all ditch it somewhere, and then you find a manhole cover. As y'all start hopping into the sewer, you hear footsteps of the city watch, and you hear the low alarm. They have like this little mechanical alarm thing. They twist a little knob, and it makes the sound as they march down the streets towards Eltorchul Villa. It is about 6 city guards in full plate armor and their elegant Waterdavian long swords. And you slip into it with everyone except the person who loves the sewers. Inchi, go ahead and roll a death saving throw. 18. That's another save. If you get one more of those, you're still alive. Okay. Alda is
Yep.
dragging this box over to the secret door. She's almost to it. Scarecrow is still holding you. Roll another death saving throw.
It's
Oh,
an 8.
Oh, fuck.
2-2.
You're 2 for 2, dude. Next one's going to determine your fate.
Hey, would
Alda-
my raven have found him between the saves?
Real quick. Alda pushes open that secret door and steps outside into the night air. Her doll follows afterwards with Inchi on its shoulder, and your crow, Destry, says to you, I see him. I see Goblin. I see him. He is bleeding badly with a human or an elf and a doll.
Cool. I'm gonna get my familiar to give the help action.
You could also, if you were desperate, make a plea to your patron.
No.
Yeah.
On a side note, how are those 2 flaming cards?
They're just burning slowly. With you falling unconscious, you know that Alda is holding on to that box that has all those gold coins and ore, and you are on Marigold's shoulders. Sean, roll a death saving throw with advantage. Your highest roll will determine Inchi's fate.
Okay. I don't know how to do advantage for death save, so I'm just going to roll it twice.
Yeah,
That's
just
what
press
he
one.
said.
Exactly what you do.
19. And they both
Hey!
saved.
With both of them, you
go.
save. So, Inchi, one of the last things you see before you fall unconscious, still alive, but unconscious at 0 hit points, is that raven flying above you in circles, and then it lands on you, and then it opens its beak, and a hand reaches out and touches your cheek, and you feel a little bit of warmth and power from that, and you stabilize and you stop bleeding out.
Little Inchi.
It's another goblin on the other side of the door. And they say, hey, if it isn't Mr. Tight Lips himself. Oh, that sounds fucking good.
Hey.
Hey. He opens the door and he says, I'm in the way that says he's not a snitch. He didn't.
The intro music is Ain't No Rest for the Wicked by Connie Jash, and the video is Waterdeep Dragon Heist by Smite or Flight.